Oh shoot, son, we on the air?
We on the air.
Didn't know we were recording, but that is the beauty of live television, live podcasting. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Total Mac, aka TBD Mac, aka Sick Flair, aka Metro Mac, dressed to impress as always. Facial over the weekend, beard treatment over the weekend.
Pause yourself.
Damn, we're coming out swinging this week, huh?
Pause.
Oh, so that's how you got a PlayStation and an Xbox.
Hey, listen, man. Do what you got to do to do it. So, anywho, this is another episode of the No Pyro podcast. Special edition, yet again. Full house. Tonight, we're like Dave Coulier. And
no, we are not.
Oh, hey, Mr. Woodchuck.
Running off the normal cast of characters, joining us as always, Swervily, a.k.a. SVS Swerve, a.k.a. Swervy Atmos, a.k.a. Swollen Powell, f.k.a. Yoko Tuna, a.k.a. 96K. What's good with you, big dog?
Good evening, everybody, or good morning, whenever you hear this. Is this our third annual Roundtable?
I feel like it's our third annual, but like our fourth overall like WrestleMania show. I'm losing count.
It's been that many, huh?
Right. It's so many, I'm losing count. Oh, man. All right. Also in the building with us, as always, the anchor, No Chill Drew, a.k.a. EGB, a.k.a. I forgot the OGOG, a.k.a. Shit. The recoil, man.
I can't believe you picked the least fuckable member of Full House to call this podcast.
Listen, they portrayed him very well on a Lifetime documentary about Full House. In case you missed it, it's on YouTube. Yes, I watched it.
I watched that, but not Big Show.
Of course not.
No, that makes sense. That checks out.
Can I guess what you were shooting there at the gun range just now?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go with an Arnold Palmer Light.
We're talking about the drink. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it is not.
Oh.
It's a 50-50 shot of it being a Mountain Dew every single time.
It is.
Oh, my goodness. Ding, ding, ding. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the contestant who got it right. He is the man who we first got to know as the man who was in a scuffle at school, and thanks to Drew, that scuffle still has not yet been resolved to this day.
I don't know. I think it was pretty resolved when it happened.
Yeah, no, it got resolved. There was no draw or anything.
That is definitely an L in the column.
I didn't want to put it there for you, man. That's why I said that. You all know him. We all know him and love him as Uwop Jeff. Uwop, what's good with you, big dog?
Doing all right, guys. Thanks for having me on. I am freshly vaccinated, and I haven't turned into a lizard yet. I feel the power of 5G flowing through me, so I'm ready to get this WrestleMania podcast underway.
Oh my goodness, you got the 5D shot? Which one?
Yeah, it's just can't stop vibrating. I don't know.
Which one did you end up getting?
I ended up getting the Johnson & Johnson one at a Walmart.
One shot deal, huh, man?
Yep.
No wonder everybody sounds so good when you're on the line.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness.
I said this in our group chat, guys. If I start talking like Hulk Hogan, cut the feed and don't get the vaccination.
Hey, listen, you either start talking like Hulk Hogan or you start talking like Titus O'Neil.
Yeah.
So,
I think either way, you should hit mute on me real fast.
real fast. Drop the call. This is our normal cast of characters. We are missing one. We all know who he is. He'll be on a little bit later, joining us for yet another WrestleMania Roundtable. As Swerve alluded to, this is probably our third one. I'm going to put the hard stamp on that. The other two Jamokes, including myself, we've probably done WrestleMania 4 times, maybe 5. Again, we lost count. But this is a joyous time. This is the episode where you got to get yourself ready for the entire week. We now have AEW, we have NXT, we have the Hall of Fame, and we have WrestleMania. Drew, answer me this. I don't know if things are going on elsewhere, stateside, or even overseas, because WrestleMania week is the creme de la creme of wrestling in the world. Is there
in the world? You heard me say in the world.
In the world. Is there
that includes Japan?
with COVID-19, has anything been slowed up, or are they still saying, "Hey, we're gonna be the Texas Rangers of this over here. Come one, come off."
Oh no. So New Japan's been running, I don't want to say nonstop, but they've been running pretty consistent since this whole thing happened. In fact, they just held an event 2 days ago, Sakura Genesis, and they're going to be running another event on the 9th, which is going to be Friday, New Japan Strong number 35 for the New Japan Cup. So they've been going pretty strong.
So they got lock, stock, and barrel with shows.
Yeah, we have not only stuff stateside, but we do have a lot of stuff happening overseas. Obviously, some countries don't have stuff going on. You're not going to see any wrestling in Canada. They are pretty much on full lockdown. However, places like Japan, if you watch a New Japan show, you wouldn't think that there was anything wrong, just because they're already wearing the masks all the time. So, it's just a normal show there, and they're running a lot of like big soccer stadiums where you can space people out.
So, Drew, would you say that they got like half capacity over at New Japan then?
Let me see what their capacity was.
Because I'm still. Sorry, Swerve. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, do they lie about their numbers, their attendance numbers, like WWE?
Well, no, not really.
I'm still floored at the fact that WrestleMania is going to have 75% capacity. Looking at the card, knowing that there's going to be fans there, all right.
I was saying that earlier because, when WrestleMania happens, I go back and I watch old matches, and some of the lesser matches got real good pop from the fans. So, I'm hoping we get a live reaction instead of the normal flooded in sound that they put into the speakers. Because watching WrestleMania last year with no sound, no fake noise, I'm hearing guys grunting. I'm hearing Lacey Evans like I would anyway. Elbow drop. Drop. I'm hearing stuff like that loud and clear.
Watch finish.
They're gonna pipe over some boos when Edge comes out because they want you to boo him, not cheer.
Hey guys, he's the bad guy. Get it?
Yeah, they will do that. They will definitely do that. But it's gonna be good to hear real people.
So the New Japan show this past a couple days ago, that was at just under 50% capacity.
All right, cool.
And we held 84.
I'm honestly I might watch WrestleMania even if I didn't like the card, which I guess that is just the fact is I want to see people, please.
What is the AEW is like 10%?
No, I think they're like at 1,000 or 2,000 people or something like that. I don't know how many they are.
It up every week.
That looks like just staff to me. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No. The fans up top.
Yeah, the fans are up top. They're spread out pretty decently.
The people they never show?
Yeah, they show every once in a while. It's because I think every time they show him, some asshole has his mask off. It's like, oh my god, take the camera off of him.
Those damn AEW fans.
I went to a New Orleans Pelicans game.
Oh, here we go with the New Orleans story again. All right, fuck good, guys. after last week.
Hey, listen, man, I have Tommy Lee Jones scrubbed it out of my brain. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I went there to a game and just experiencing how it looks. It is very spread out. And your row, there's probably, depends on if it's one person or two people, there's a seat to the left of you, far corner, seat to the right of you, far corner. The seats in between you, they've got them like hog tied. You can't move them. You can't put the flap down and sit next to them. They have this meticulously done. It's a different vibe. It's not packed. Parking still sucks. Getting out the arena still sucks, but it is definitely a different feel.
Is it a big fight feel?
No, more like a hey, this guy just got his ass kicked at Family Dollar kind of feel. Let me get my toothpaste, get the hell out of here. That kind of feel. So, I mean, WrestleMania 75%. I thought it was 50. I didn't know.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm surprised that they're doing 75 and not just a full 100, because in Florida, I don't know if it's maybe the county, but I know in Florida, they just don't give a fuck.
Yo, if you're doing 75, why not do 100?
Yeah, because I mean, fuck, the Texas Rangers beat. So, you know what? The Texas Rangers have to be Vince McMahon's biggest fucking heel right now, because he got rock fucking hard at the thought that he was going to have the largest attendance post-COVID. And he's like, oh, we're going to talk about this for fucking decades. Just like right after 9/11, when we had the biggest gathering. They do. They still talk about that shit. And then the Texas Rangers are like, hold our corona, okay? Because we got 100% in this bitch.
Yeah. It's like, it's all over now. Come out to the game, watch it. COVID no longer exists. Nothing ever happened. It's all dead. And it's like, I don't know, man.
So I think they're going to lie about the numbers this time. Only this time, they'll be more than what they actually say. They're going to give you 75% of what's actually there.
So, Tom, the show is at Tropicana?
I believe so. No, it's at Raymond
James.
At Raymond James. Okay. So I'm reading something here now. This is from the 17th. They're saying 25,000 capacity each night.
I just want to say that Raymond and James were two famous uncle names, by the way.
Okay.
Everybody has an uncle named James. Everybody has an uncle named Raymond.
I've never had an uncle named James or Raymond.
You just don't know him. Your folks to introduce you.
All right.
Yeah, Mac, I see a report saying that they were aiming for like 45,000 fans each night.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they were. At least that was on the 14th. They made the report. So who knows? I'll just be happy not to see fucking screens again. Looks like a goddamn Best Buy.
This is from CBS Sports. I'm reading something different. WrestleMania will be limited capacity, 25,000 fans able to attend each night. So, all right. So the hard number is 36%. This is CBS Sports. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was 75, but
someone must have slapped him down.
You know what, though? You know what? I think what you're saying makes sense, because I continue to read. It says that it's going to be the seats are going to be sold in pods. So I don't think you're getting I don't know how they're doing the math on that, but there'll probably be a lot of people there, but they'll just put them in pods and double it up. So 36 and 36 is 72. So
I have a feeling that they wanted to have 75% and their shareholders got involved.
Probably.
What's that?
Easy there, Tex. Easy.
Yeah, I won't be a bit surprised if their shareholders are like, that's not a good look. You know, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if NBC, who, you know, is very much not on the side of, hey, let's open shit back up, is like, hey, we don't want to promote that kind of behavior on Peacock. So I won't be a bit surprised if they scaled it back, because they were definitely talking about 75% when they first said the tickets were going on sale. Now it's being bumped down to 25%. And I mean, like I said, that's definitely 25% for 25,000 each night. That definitely feels like a move where Vince McMahon was reeled in by shareholders, and that's who he's going to be listening to.
Well, he's also against the paper cutouts of people too, right?
He thinks it's very
so
cheesy.
weird.
That's I think why they started the Thunderdome was so you can see something like moving and alive. But I mean, he's a money guy. He wants to fill that fucking arena.
I think we all know that if Texas decided to lift their restrictions just like 2 months earlier, he would have dropped everything and bought the first stadium he could.
There was a report that they wanted 45,000 each night. So yes, there's your 75 right there.
The problem is they already had that lease with Florida, so they can't just go to Texas and be like, "Oh, we're going to do it in Texas now." They had that lease a year in advance, like right after the first COVID WrestleMania. They said, "Okay, we're going to do Thunderdome. We're more prepared now. Let's lease this out in advance." That's kind of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Drew and Uwap both are right. John Alba, who's on Twitter, he said, I can independently confirm reports WWE is aiming for about 45,000 people per night at Raymond James Stadium for WrestleMania, which would be by far the largest crowd at a sports or entertainment event in America since the pandemic began. So that's where Texas Rangers said, hold on, Vince, we got this. And then you're probably right about the shareholders saying 75%, no, let's drop that down to about half. So, I mean, it'll look different, but because we never seen the WWE with like half attendance.
Well,
yes, we have at those SmackDown shows when there was nobody there, and they had to put all those. You know, we see that plenty of times.
Is that where they make the crowd color black so you can't see anything?
Yeah.
So this is going to be super awkward, because the thing is that you listen to any wrestler talk about these outdoor shows, and they say even when it's at full capacity, you can't really hear the crowd because everything goes up as far as the noise. So when a big spot happens, it's almost on a delay. This is going to be even quieter. I have a feeling that WrestleMania is going to be super fucking awkward, just the fact that it's going to feel silent, even though there's going to be people scattered around the stands.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be new for a lot of people. It's going to be new for the people over at Peacock. It's going to be new for the people there. It's going to be new for the people watching and the people running it. I don't know. And you're in Florida. Oh, there's a lot to be said. Moving on, we are jam-packed, but we want to kind of go off topic a little bit. There's some gaming news. We normally talk gaming. We haven't talked about it a little bit. Drew, I know you had something you wanted to get off your chest, man. The floor is yours.
So I brought this up to Uwap the other day, and it's this. You know, my whole idea was when I got my taxes back, that's when I was going to go after the PS5. Now that Uncle Sam has decided to make it rain on me, like Pac-Man Jones walked into the club, I'm like, okay, it's time. Let's get this thing done. PS5s are like Bigfoot right now. You can't find them. I went to GameStop and I asked one of the GameStop employees, do you know when your next shipment's gonna come in? Like, can I put down my name? And the guy basically told me,
lied.
What's that?
He looked you in your eye and lied to you.
No, he actually told me a flat out truth. He's like, listen, we haven't seen PlayStation 5 since Black Friday. He's like, the pre-orders came in, we got the pre-orders, and then we got 2 each store for Black Friday. That's it. I guess from what he was telling me is one of the chips for the processor made by Samsung was not really being made during the pandemic. And now that everything is kind of in demand, they can't get these made fast enough. And that's also delayed Samsung's new phone as well because they can't even get the same chip fast enough. So that's delaying everything with PlayStation. So I'm like, okay, so this is not their first foray in the video games. They've been doing this for 30 fucking years, right? If you can't get your shit together, I might have to go green. If they can stock a shelf before you can, I might have to go to the dark side.
All right, Drew. Here's your problem. I hear what you're saying, but you're gonna have to get bundle high if you want to get a console. You're gonna have to throw in a game or two, maybe an extra controller, whatever package GameStop offers. You're gonna have to go with that. You can't just flat out buy the system anymore. That's dead.
Well, that's fine. If you get something in stock, I will buy it.
They had something an hour ago on GameStop.
I didn't see it. Every time I go on there, it's sold out.
I was on there earlier and I was too late, but it was like 1 hour ago. We have bundles available.
Yeah, websites are constantly restocking and then going out real fast. The fact that you went to a GameStop, first off, I imagine you spooked the guy when you walked through the door. But, like, it's absurd. Like, you went into a store asking for these things that they can't keep in websites. Like, I'm surprised they didn't laugh at you, to be honest.
Now, Drew, without getting to your uncle and your business, what is the most money you're willing to part with for a bundle?
Okay, so first and foremost, I have no intention whatsoever of paying a scalper. I think that business is disgusting. I think that if I were to give my money to a scalper, then all it's going to do is just encourage them to scalp more and fuck over the consumer. I have no intention of buying from the scalper. Okay. That being said, if it's a bundle in store, I'd be willing to do, let's see, PlayStation 5 is normally $5. I'd be willing to go as high as $6.
Are you talking the digital or are you talking the disc?
Disc. Because there's no point getting a bundle with digital.
Okay. Well, the disc bundle that I see through GameStop right now is $759.99.
What the?
But what does that come with?
You get Spider-Man. You get a $20 GameStop gift card. You get Avengers. You get another controller. And you get Hitman.
How about this? How about they take that $200 gift card and apply it to the PlayStation I'm trying to buy?
There's another bundle for $729 where you get the $20 gift card. You get Spider-Man, the Ultimate, so you get both Spider-Mans. And you get Call of Duty and another controller.
Drew, can I offer you a PS4 Pro? It plays all the same games for $400.
No.
My man tried to sell it to you at $400. What an asshole.
He said he ain't scalping, bro. I don't know.
This is retail. Still what they're worth right now.
Now, Drew, I remember you at first were thinking about the discless version at one point in time. You've decided against that, or is it just because you think with a bundle it's probably a better idea?
It's just first and foremost, if the only thing that's available is discless, fuck it, right?
get what you get.
Discless. But the idea is to hopefully get the one with a disc because let's face it, buying games directly through PlayStation is a nightmare because they're never on sale. They never go down in price. If they're on sale, you get them, few and far between. But like they'll be selling Madden from 2 years ago at full price of $60. Like,
hey man,
they don't drop their price.
I bought Jeopardy from them, and I played.
You bought Jeopardy.
We play sometimes. I also bought Wheel of Fortune. Played it once and regretted it.
For the PS5?
For the PS5.
Do those games have ray tracing?
Was this just a poor one out for Alex Trebek or something? Like,
here's where I was mentally when I made the purchase. I said, my wife got all this stuff for me. She didn't have to do that. And, she's tired of watching her reality TV. So she wanted to be by me. I said, well, we both are, brain users. Let's go ahead and buy this game and we can play together. We haven't played that game in a month, so
that's using the brain right there.
It was good while it lasted.
We're both money wasters. I mean brain users.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, Drew, the reason why I brought that up is I don't know if you heard the news or not. PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, PlayStation Portable, all of those stores are getting shut down in like a couple months.
Yeah.
And they said, if you already bought your game, good. It's yours. You could download it anytime you want. If you want to buy another game, you could go fuck yourself. So when it comes to digital things, like I feel like this is a step back. Buying a game digitally is something that you got to kind of build up trust with. And when you do things like this, you sure make me feel like at any point in time you could just say, nah, I took it away from you. You didn't buy it. And if you want any more idea of that, think about anyone who bought a game on the Stadia. They did not own that game. The Stadia died, and they got no money for it. It is gone. Bye-bye. So when it comes to digital, like I see why everyone wants to go to digital for physical reasons. Like I don't have that many room, but then they do things like this, and I go, nah, I'm fine buying the disc versions, please.
So the only one I would actually trust, believe it or not, to do digital would be Xbox, mainly because like if you go on their Game Pass or anything, they're still doing regular Xbox games on there.
Well, hold on, Drew. What are you gonna say, Swerve?
I think the Stadia service is still online. They're just not pushing anything or selling you games, right? I don't think they shut it down to where you can't.
That shit's on chemo though. Like, let's not fuck around.
I don't think you could buy anything, but you should still be able to play what's there. I mean, that's where it's headed though. But yeah.
Swerve, you weren't able to play what you bought at all. You weren't able to play it at all, even when you bought it.
Well, hold on.
It was garbage.
I didn't buy anything. Let's clear that air right now. I didn't buy anything on Stadia. I'm just saying.
You ain't buy your Soldier Boy console, man?
Nah, it was tempting though.
Oh.
Play all the big three for only $300. Who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah, it's turbulent times. Continue, Drew.
Oh no, because the whole thing is I'm going to be buying a new TV probably this week.
Whoa. Okay, let's back it up. Where are you going?
Either Best Buy or Walmart. Probably Best Buy.
Okay, there is no Walmart. Okay, so what size are you getting?
So I was going to get 65.
Oh,
but then looking at the living room and shit, I'm like, man, that's going to be too big. Like 55 is fine.
No one's ever said that.
Okay, you're 1,000% getting a console. You just don't know when, but you're getting one. Do not sell yourself short on TV size.
It's just I don't need it. Like you know what? If I get 55 and I decide, I can upgrade later, I can upgrade later.
I will say though, sacrifice the size if it's better performance and everything.
Yeah.
Once again, I mean, I'm kind of a minimalist when it comes to that. It's just
well, if you're a minimalist, then you can buy this PS4 Pro because you won't notice the graphics anyway.
First off, no.
No swerve is slinging out here.
Second off, the only reason I'm really upgrading is, well, A, I need something that's 4K. The thing that I have right now is 1080. Second, I'm getting so fucking old that I can't read the subtitles.
Oh God.
My 40-inch, I'm like squinting. So like when I try to play like Yakuza or something, I'm just like, I have no fucking clue what's going on. I can't fucking read this shit at all.
Now, Drew, you can blame it on your age. You can blame it on the PS5 or even the dark side. But I know why you're getting the TV this week. You want to see the greatest spectacle for entertainment and bright and energetic and vivid colors in your new TV. Am I right? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to watch Dynamite on the new TV.
Got him. Oh man, you got me. All right, so before we move on, I got one piece of gaming news I want to get off my chest. And you talk about, Sony not having any consoles ready for you and joining the dark side with Xbox. Don't look at it as that way, Drew. Look at it as joining greener pastures. There was a report that came out, and it has been confirmed by everybody and even groundhogs and burrows across this beautiful US of A, that Xbox and the Game Pass strike again. This Game Pass is a gift that keeps on giving.
Are you going to say the thing I thought I heard about?
Not only did Microsoft obtain the rights for MLB The Show 21, they are also having it readily available on Game Pass. Not day 5, not day 4, not day 3 or 2, but on day damn 1.
Oh, and hey, when you subscribe for Game Pass, let me know how much does it cost extra?
I don't know how much it costs because I don't pay it.
Okay, I'll answer that question for you. 0. It's free with the Game Pass, with your subscription to Game Pass.
Oh, you're talking about the game? Oh yeah, it's free. $10.
Now on the PlayStation side, it's full fucking price.
There will be people who own an Xbox who will go to the store and buy that game outright. Spend half of the Game Pass worth a year to get one game. Please don't be that guy.
Yeah, because it won't last that long anyway before it's discounted.
That Game Pass looks sexier and sexier every time I see it.
Listen, man, you got Bethesda, you got that acquisition that happened. You've got MLB. You also got Grand Theft coming back. And Phil he's willing to spend money to get whatever he wants. So who knows what's next? NHL 21, that's coming to Game Pass. Oh man.
I would like for them to buy Sega just to breathe some new life into them.
Can we get a refurb of Sega 06 or Sonic 08?
Please don't.
I don't want no 3D Sonics with real people.
Please don't. Didn't they give him a voice and everything? Oh.
Yeah. Not only that, I think he made out with the girl in the one movie, in the one game.
Yeah, he carried her away. Like she was like his princess. Like nobody thought there was a problem with that. It's literally illegal in like several states.
And he had a chick, if I'm not mistaken. But that gave him a human.
Yeah, no, we don't want to see that.
Yeah, but they have a lot of people. Microsoft have a lot of people on the other side of that scratching their heads, like, "Hey, what the hell am I doing, paying $69.99 when I could go over here and play it for a few months?" Because that's how long you're going to play a game anyway before you get tired of it, and then be done with it and got your enjoyment out of it.
To this day, I have no idea how they make any money off of Game Pass. It is absurd.
It's because it's games as a service. So basically what you're doing is, you're selling you have your first person support that sells your consoles. But then on top of that, what you have is you have monthly revenue. So it's not just like you're going to the store, you're picking up God of War, you pay, the developer $60 and you go home. Now what you're doing is you're paying monthly a subscription. That's revenue that you're guaranteed monthly, the game manufacturer, on top of their console sales, on top of any extras or add-ons that they're selling. So that monthly subscription, that games as a service, is a big deal, especially like if you're selling DLC. I'm sure they get a cut of that DLC if it's part of Game Pass.
But wait, there's more. If you want to buy the game before it leaves, it could be bought at a discounted price.
It is literally the perfect streaming service.
But make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it, though. Once Microsoft gets his monopoly on this thing, they're going to screw over everybody.
Don't forget when they raised the prices of gold and everyone lost their absolute shit, and they're like, no, we didn't mean that. We didn't mean that.
So,
but I will say this much: at least they listened to them. When PlayStation Network used to be free, and then they're like, "Well, we're going to make it paid now." It's like, too fucking bad.
Wow.
Well, shit. Xbox did that for what, 6-7 years, and they're like, "Of course we could charge for this. Why wouldn't we?" Like, Xbox got away with it for 6 or 7 years. Everyone kept showing up. Of course they're going to do that.
That's my biggest concern, though. It's like, all right, it's $9.99 a month now, but when E3 happens, they're like, yeah, we're raising our prices to $14.99 a month, and $200 yearly. Like, when is that happening? I
almost have a feeling that if they raise the price, you would have to offset it with something positive. You can't just be like, hey, we're raising our price. Buy. You'd have to be like, hey, we're raising our price. But we bought, fucking Rockstar Games.
Right.
Well, once those Bethesda games start churning out, they're going to raise that price.
I don't think they have to offset it. I mean, Netflix is still around, and as much as everyone likes to say, oh, well, I'm done with Netflix. Like, there's a certain percentage of people who will just, well, that's just what I have now. And that's exactly what's going to happen with that. So they could just start putting $2-3 raises on it every 2 years or so. And it'll be just enough to be like, that's a raise, but all right, whatever, it's not that bad. And then all of a sudden you're paying $20 a month.
Because if you're doing 80% of gaming just solely off of Game Pass games, like Uab just said, it can go up to $16, $17 a month, and you're like, well, I'm not really, losing anything out. Let me just cut my extra, marinara meatball sub from Subway out, and I'm good to go.
I don't think anyone's going to have any complaints unless it gets above $30 a month. I think if they raised it from $9.99 to $15 to $20, I don't think you're going to hear that many complaints just because of the fact that you're not buying an individual game for $70.
Is that your personal cap? $30? That's insane to me.
Yo, it won't ever be true. I mean, at the most, you've been talking about first party games, you've been talking about exclusivity out the wazoo. It won't ever get to 30 ever.
Oh, I'm just saying hypothetical. I'm not saying that it will. I mean, it might 10 years down the line, but I'm saying for right now, if it stays under that threshold, I don't see gamers getting so upset because you look at the service that you're getting. Right now, you're getting a steal. Like Jeff just said, he doesn't know how they're making money. That's how much of a steal this is. So if they raise the price just a little bit, like, hey, we're just going to raise this from $9.99 to $13. Do you honestly think that so many people are going to be like, oh, $4? Going to be like, okay, whatever. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah. It'll still be a steal for everyone. And they got to keep up the quality of the games, though, too, because every time I hear about it, I'm still, like, astonished. But I'll be the first one to tell you guys, I haven't had PlayStation Plus in, like, 3 years. Because that started off with the whole, oh, well, you'll get a couple free games. You're also able to play online. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I don't play a whole lot of games online, but I'll take the free games in it. First, the free games, They were all right. Now it's just dog shit. It's absolute dog shit.
Well, it's dog
And, like,
shit now because they're switching to PlayStation 5. A few months ago, they were still good.
No, they weren't. I watch it every month. I look at those free games. I go, nope, didn't miss anything this time. And it's don't forget. I still don't have it because the main reason is I don't play games online. I don't play games competitively with other people. I barely fucking play games at all because I'm the father of 3, almost 4. But I look at those free games and I go, yeah, I'm good with Spelunky. I'm fine.
And here he is sitting with a PlayStation 5, just collecting
So here's the
dust.
thing, Jeff. I have something for you.
I wipe it off often, but
You know what would really help your young family? $200. That $200 could be yours. From my hand to yours. All it costs you is PlayStation 5. You can dust that off. It's out of your house. Clutter gone. PlayStation 5, you have $200.
He is trying to lowball the shit out of you, Jeff.
So Drew not only says that he's not going to a scalper, but he immediately turned into the bad guy like fucking Two-Face.
Damn,
Yeah, not a chance, man. Not a chance.
200.
$250 and a meatball parm.
That'll be a no from me, boss. But maybe next time you see someone else. I don't know.
You got it wrong. He said 250 and a sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
Oh well, hold on a second now. There's an obscene amount of Subway references this week.
I know, right? What's going
It
on with
doesn't have
that?
to be Subway. It can be Quiznos.
No, it can't. There hasn't been a Quiznos here in years.
Well, I haven't seen a Quiznos. I haven't seen a Jimmy John's or a Firehouse Sub. So if you go there, you might have a deal, Drew. We are going to move on. We spent a lot of time on gaming, but I'm not mad at that because the people needed to hear our thoughts. We've been missing from the gaming world for about a month, maybe.
Yeah,
But
shout out to all 5 of y'all.
I mean, now we're gonna swing things back over into the squared circle, and let's go ahead and break down before Raw, before SmackDown. We got the Hall of Fame tonight. We want the people to, actually see the Hall of Fame with our entrances that we have in there every year for the jabronis, but alas, there are new people coming in that the WWE has elected. In case you aren't aware, you've got Brian, British Bulldog is in there. Eric Bischoff is in there. Great Khali is in there. Molly Holly, Rob Van Dam, Kane, and the Bella Twins are in there as well.
And
No
William
Batista, huh?
Shatner.
And William Shatner. And then they're doing 2020 as well, yes?
So that is 2020. They're doing, 2020. They're also doing, but 2021, you missed one person that they just announced.
Oh.
He was a hero of WrestleMania past. Known for his gimmick of wrestling and known in the wrestling world beyond.
I'm hearing birds chirping, by the way.
What's that?
I'm hearing birds chirping, by the way.
This Hall of Fame entrant is none other than Ozzy Osbourne.
Such prestige. What a fantastic Hall of Fame.
Now,
Thanks,
So we have
because I know this shit with his wife.
Yeah.
Picked off of TV. So is he going to be there?
Yeah, why wouldn't he be there?
Well, his wife has been in a lot of trouble recently.
For what?
She said some things on the Talk or the View or one of those shows.
Yeah, she asked what Pierce Morgan did
And she got booted off.
for asking a question.
Hey, I'm not defending her. I'm not.
I mean, she
Prosecution.
didn't really do anything wrong. She asked the question. So, I mean, if you're going to say, hey, you can't be on TV because your wife asked the question.
I'm just saying that's what people do. People say, hey,
Maybe we should start wearing our armbands now.
that's what people do.
Holy shit.
That's what people do. They say, hey, my wife ain't on TV. I gotta stick with her. I'm good on whatever y'all got going on. I'll pass.
That's right, because she polishes your silver at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So there's no Batista?
Batista's not going to be there. He was supposed to be from 2020, but he's filming Guardians 3.
I
know you're looking forward to that, Swerve.
Does that last sip really good?
Sonic do it every time.
Swerve just busting everyone's balls for their audio quality.
I don't really care about this Hall of Fame class.
They are reaching this year, boy. Well, they reach every year, but this is they really reaching now.
When will Nathan Jones get his time?
I still don't understand, why do we not have like Undertaker and Rock? Like, what's holding the people back?
Well, Undertaker's last match was last year. Well, match, hard quotes around that, was last year, and I feel like they almost think to themselves, "Well, we gotta let him age for a little bit."
He's aged
how
while
much
there.
How much age?
Yeah, he's practically dead now.
Dude's got mold on him.
Listen, I get it, but it's almost like you don't want to pull the trigger too quickly, even though it is probably the most iconic wrestler from their time. One of them, at the very least.
They hurried up and did Stone Cold. Like, I don't see are they gonna have just the Hall of Fame by himself for him?
Well, I understand why The Rock's not going in, because you have William Shatner, so you have enough shitty TV. You don't need him going on in too.
Oh boy,
Drew, you are a hater, dude.
All I'm saying is, Young Rock is fucking. That show blows.
When The Rock goes in, they're gonna do a full year build to the Hall of Fame. That's what they're doing.
Right. He's gonna come out the day after WrestleMania and announce his fucking Hall of Fame build.
Well, Undertaker will be at the Hall of Fame because he's inducting Kane, I think, isn't he?
I believe so.
So he'll be there.
Okay. Why the fuck is Kane and not Undertaker?
Because Vince is a politician.
If I got invited to like the Hall of Fame, ceremonies and events surrounding it, I would ask one question, and that question would be, what are the plans for an actual brick and mortar Hall of Fame? Because what the hell is it?
Dude, Ozzy Osbourne's going into Hall of Fame. I don't think it fucking matters.
Yeah, that's when they ask you to leave.
Like, you walk around with, is it like a SAG card? You just walking around like, hey, I'm in the Hall of Fame.
They give you a ring.
Since Ozzy Osbourne is going to be in the Hall of Fame, I want the Kiss Demon in there.
Go home right now. Turn off your fucking Skype, okay? Don't fucking mention him.
He didn't even say Gene Simmons. He said the Kiss Demon.
No. What he's talking about is the WCW wrestler, the Kiss Demon, whose whole gimmick was, hey, we can get Kiss on Nitro whenever we want, so we have a wrestler who dresses up as the Kiss Demon.
Just Google this shit.
Yeah, he's not talking about Gene Simmons.
Jesus.
I can't handle it. Right there with RoboCop. Let's go.
You gotta love it. All right. So that was the Hall of Fame. JBL is also going to be there too. Whatever. Raw and SmackDown happened. Let's get to SmackDown first. Drew, do you have the results? If not, I can pull them up.
I can pull them up right now. It's going to be really weird, though, having JBL go into the Hall of Fame, because kids who weren't around for his run are going to have no clue who he is because all of his shit's pulled down from Peacock. Yeah, they're definitely not having the image from SmackDown of him beating the shit out of a migrant guy who's coming over the border. Hey, Eddie Krause, what am I do to your family?
Yeah, it's oh god.
Shout out to JBL who did the Nazi walk in fucking Germany.
He's a real prick.
So SmackDown. Start off with Edge cutting a promo. He really fucking does look older every time I see this dude. He says that he beat down both guys because the Radar Superstar is back. He's not going to let his opportunity slip by because Daniel Bryan's trying to put himself in another triple threat. In fact, if this was a two-man podcast, I'm pretty sure Daniel Bryan would make a triple threat. So that was that promo. Then we go to an 8-man tag team match. This saw Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, Chad Gable, and Otis take on Rey Mysterio, Dominic, Montez Ford, and Angelo Dawkins. So basically the same shit that's been happening every week. Alpha Academy, Ziggler, and Roode got the win.
I saw the match. It was pretty good. Except
even with Otis?
I'm about to say Otis has lost his way. He now wears a singlet matching the American Alpha attire. He is just a fart to win. Wherever that wind will blow him, that's where he'll be.
Listen, man, you knew that when they decided, yeah, remember when we gave you money in the bank? Yeah, we're just going to take that back. No, you can't have it. No, it's ours now.
Yeah, it's sad.
That's Abby's boy,
yeah.
man. He's still rooting for him.
Someone's got to root for him, I guess. Someone's buying the merch.
Abby don't. Mandy just leave him on read now.
Ooh. That's why he's a heel. After the match, Paul Heyman approaches Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, saying that he wants to have a hold harmless agreement against Jey Uso. That way, if he injures Daniel Bryan, he won't be held responsible. Sonya Deville agrees. Adam Pearce is not happy.
Can we talk about her for a second? Like, she came back and just got some kind of power all of a sudden.
Yeah, she has like authority, but she also like looks Roll Tide, so I'm okay with it.
I mean, they don't have enough women in spots as it is, and they just got her doing something else. Like, what the hell?
I don't think she wrestles anymore. I think that she's like done wrestling.
All right.
And I think that the main reason why they want her on TV, period, is because she is swinging for the other side of the fence, and they kind of want that audience. You know,
But she ain't doing anything that even tells you that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh no, she's like an advocate for like all those groups and stuff.
No, I got that, but I'm talking about as far as her appearances on TV. Like, she's just Adam Pearce, right? So,
yeah, she's like just like the authority figure behind Adam Pearce, but
with a bigger nose.
Oh. Wow.
My dog didn't like that one.
Next up, Corey Graves moderates a face-off between Seth Rollins and Cesaro, also known as Kill Me. Rollins tries to end Cesaro before WrestleMania, to which Cesaro dared him to take a swing, knee slapper there. The segment ended with Rollins retreating, saving face, and I could not care less.
Well, here's something you may care about. So during this whole feud, Seth Rollins took a little trick out of the dirty bag. Vince McMahon was right about Cesaro.
Ooh.
Now, right, if you're forgetting what Vince was right about, according to Seth, he went on Stone Cold's Broken Skull podcast, 3-4 years ago, and said Cesaro just ain't it.
He can't grab the brass ring.
Can't do it. So Seth Rollins is using that as a callback. And I thought that was a little sharp, little sting. I didn't think he'd go there. But I'm surprised he did, but I'm not mad at it.
The best promos have a little bit of that real life drama used at full auto, you know. And I think Rollins does a pretty good job with his promos. I might not be his biggest fan, but at the very least, he's got a little bit more charisma in here than Cesaro. That's for sure.
He's got that Demi Lovato laugh.
That Jared Leto Joker laugh.
Every Mania, we always get one match that has a good spot in it. I'm willing to bet it'll be this one. Although they are super overselling this swing shit, in order for Cesaro to take the next step, he got to get rid of that swing.
Yeah, it's not even like a devastating move or anything. You just spin the guy around.
Right. You don't win from it ever. I mean, whatever.
I believe that this match will be good, and I will care even less about it.
Next up, we have a female tag team Chaos. Natalya, second by partner Tamina, squared off with women's tag team champion Shayna Baszler. Before the match started, Natalya countered a small package roll-up and got the pinfall. After the match, the tag champs beat down Natalya. Riot Squad showed up. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke showed up, and this just led to chaos. Now, big thing about this, like this whole thing just leading to WrestleMania spot, but the big thing was on Talking Smack, either before SmackDown or last week, Natalya and Tamina were on there, and Natalya was bitching about not being on WrestleMania. And I don't know if you saw the video or not, but Paul Heyman just chewed her a new fucking asshole. You know, he's just like, what would your grandfather have done? What would your father have done? You know, they would have stopped whining, stopped complaining, and done something and gotten themselves on the card. Stop whining, stop complaining, stop bitching, and make yourself look reliable to be on the card. There's a reason why you're not on the card.
Well, she's on the card now, but
Yeah,
yeah, Natalya strikes me. She strikes me as that coworker who, you know, got the nepotism to get in and just expects, like, well, you know, I don't understand, why haven't I been promoted yet? Well, I don't know. You've done dick all.
Yeah, her nepotism got her the job, but like it can't get her a promotion, and so she actually has to work for that and chooses not to.
Yeah, she's a little entitled, but she's never really done nothing in the company. So
those are the best people, the ones who feel entitled when they have nothing to show for it.
We talking about Stephanie? Oh, Natty.
Yeah,
Close.
Well, she's the longest running person who's never had a title.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's paying the bills right now, keeping the lights on.
Good job for Dana Brooke showing up. Very, very proud of you guys.
Now, I will say this. If you're a betting man, you go to your bookie or sports book and you bet on Natty to win the belts, because that Talking Smack may have been a little tea leaf getting her energized and having them show up there so that they can win at Mania. Because why else would you do that?
Natty is the locker room leader.
It's also possible that Natty was just bitching and no one wants to hear it.
That's possible too, but I'm just saying, she is the most pom-pomist wrestler in the locker room from what we see on the outside. So she strikes me as a person who needs I don't know, a little bick under her ass. Maybe Paul gave it to her.
Natty's the first person to send her food back and ask for the manager.
Oh yeah. You know who she is? She's the woman who watches the entire movie, and then afterwards she goes to the concession stand and goes, "Hey, listen, I wasn't too thrilled about somebody who was watching the movie with me. I want a refund."
I know a girl like that. Apparently, there's a girl who eats 75% of her meal, and then when the waitress comes out to drop the check, she goes, "Yeah, I didn't enjoy that."
I think we can all say, without a shadow of a doubt, we all know somebody like that.
Yep.
Are you expecting your money back at that point? I don't know.
Natty's that lady who wouldn't move her car for Drew so he could jump his car.
Yeah. Those are the same people who go to a restaurant without money because they already know that they're going to send it back.
That's some new age shit right there, boy. Oh, man. What do we got next, Drew?
So next up, we got Sami Zayn debuting his documentary trailer with YouTube and podcast celebrity Logan Paul. Paul appeared somewhat taken back by Sami Zayn's overzealousness. Zayn threw up the trailer. Afterwards, Logan Paul told him that wasn't good. He even mentioned to Kevin Owens that he seemed kind of delusional before things got too heated. Kevin Owens came out and stunned him. After the commercial break, Kevin Owens told a nameless person and address that he can stun anyone at any time. Sami Zayn attacked him out of nowhere and vowed to see him at WrestleMania. Logan Paul just seemed like really out of place. Like,
Really?
That's exactly what Kevin Owens wanted, huh? A fight with Sami Zayn at WrestleMania.
Few things here. Okay. Number one, yes, Drew. Logan Paul looks out of place because that's what the fuck he is. Out of place. Number two, this is probably 2.5 years too late with Sammy and KO. Number three, I feel so bad for Sammy. He deserves more. What could they give him? I don't know. How about you do Sammy against Miz and have a real match instead of Logan Paul and Bad Bunny? But I'll digress.
Sammy and Kevin Owens remind me of Sasha and Bailey.
Well, I can see that. Also, Kevin Owens, you gave your heart out in matches against Roman Reigns. Now look where you are. You're like a step above Ricochet.
Oh! Ow!
Wow.
I mean, what is Ricochet doing? Jack shit. Kevin Owens, I don't know, man. They make you not want to care about people. Because I did, at one point in time, I did care about Kevin Owens. Now I'm just like, whatever.
And did they make this match just out of nowhere? Like, you don't even get a chance to go out there and point at the sign. Damn.
Well, no, this was in a couple weeks. This has been like starting, I think, a week before Fastlane.
They should have a portable sign in the back to point at just in case.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are better together. Not apart.
Kind of like peanut butter and jelly, right?
I don't really care for peanut butter, so no.
Well, every normal person would say yes. So
I like
Yeah.
peanut butter cookies.
There you go.
I don't like peanut butter.
oh, it's over.
4th
It's
of July
over.
over there?
Someone's got Pyro in the back?
The prophecy is fulfilled.
Oh, my God.
Sorry about that. My crackhead neighbors have firecrackers.
We have real live Pyro on the No Pyro. We got to change our name. All right. Let's end this and regroup.
All right. So next up we have, first off, Logan Paul. He looked like he definitely looked like he was somebody who was told, "Hey, here's a paycheck, thanks," and then just did what he needed to do. Like, he didn't look like he even fucking knew who Sami Zayn was. But now we have Bianca Belair versus Carmella. Poor Carmella. Bianca Belair got the win. After the match, Sasha Banks came out, attempted a sneak attack. Bianca Belair stopped her and said, "WrestleMania, not tonight." And then she stood there and pointed at the sign once again. I swear to God, every time they point at the sign, an orphan is made. I swear to fucking God. I don't know why they do it anymore. Like, it's become the most cringiest thing in the world.
Well, wait till AEW gets something to point at. I guess you'll be cheering for it then.
They do have something to point out. It's Sting!
Yo,
I'd like to point at him to the exit, please.
Go ahead.
I sent you guys a picture straight from Bleacher Report. I didn't see this, but damn, what's Sasha wearing right there? Because I fucks with it.
Zoom in on this.
While you're looking it up,
it's right in the chat. I threw it in the chat there.
oh yeah, I don't. That's like a sequence.
I'm all right with it.
It's all right.
Main event of SmackDown.
Well, hold on, Drew.
Okay.
I had a joke. I don't know if
I like when you give us time to prepare.
I had a joke. Imagine how disgusted JR must be every time he looks over at your body and he says it's Sting. He has to be repulsed because that shtick is dead, man.
Every time he does it, I think he loses a month off of his life.
Oh. So we got two more Stings before we get a two-man booth?
Dude. Tony Schiavone was born to say it's Sting. Because that's all you remember him for.
The problem is, someone is paying. Like, listen, Schiavone, you are not getting paid this week unless you say it like that. I don't know, man. I've been really putting a lot of work in on Monday Night Elevation or whatever. And, I do commentate the other 2 hours of the show. No, if you don't say it like that, you don't get paid.
So do you guys rate Tony Schiavone's Sting over the old school Michael Buffer Sting?
I'm not too familiar with the Buffer Sting.
I'm unfortunately too familiar with the Schiavone Sting, so I'm just going to say by default, yes.
So I'm assuming that on the teleprompter, somebody accidentally put an exclamation point after Sting's name. So that's why he says it like that.
Maybe. But I had a thought in my head. This went away. Damn.
Over 30, man.
Yeah. Schiavone says it's Sting on every episode, like someone's finally tuning in to AEW for the first time and they don't know Sting. So they can feel what he hopes that they feel every time he says that. That's my biggest guess.
So let me give you a little insight on how I felt about Sting. I didn't grow up with WCW. I knew of Sting. I didn't watch any of his matches. And I remember him coming back to fight Rollins, 5-6 years ago, WrestleMania. But I don't remember anything about that. That's how much I remember about him.
You didn't miss nothing.
When he...
He's lying to you. He's lying. Dude, do you not remember the NWO coming out?
No, I did not watch WCW.
That was the best match at Mania that year.
Well, either way, I probably didn't see it. But here's what the point that I'm making. I knew of Sting. And back in December when Sting came out, I thought that they handled it so well, especially for someone like me who didn't know anything about Sting. He came out. He seemed threatening. He just stared at people. He did that dumb anime aura bullshit that I kind of like when it comes to wrestlers. When they have that power stance that you're not feeling anything. And I'm like, all right, I'm actually interested in this. And then the next week he opened his mouth. And then after that, they wouldn't stop shoving him down my throat. And they have tarnished any goodwill that I had that first week that I was willing to give them for a 61-year-old man in face paint that isn't the Kiss Demon.
Listen, Sting was the best when he didn't talk and just pointed his bat at you. As soon as he wrestled, as soon as he grappled with you,
That's what I'm saying. The second week he had an interview with Schiavone. He goes, "Hey, Tony," and I'm like, "No, I'm done."
Yeah, that's literally like the Undertaker just being like, oh wait, no, I'll scratch that. That's like Braun Strowman being gleeful, and he's supposed to come off as menacing, but he's talking about lollipops and Krispy Kreme donuts.
He shows up like a radio DJ. Well, hey, Tony Schiavone, that was Ashes in the Wind by Kansas.
Also,
and Caller 9 is going to get a free trip to Disney World.
I'm very surprised you never heard of you've heard of him, but you didn't watch back in the day. I know that.
Yeah, I was watching WWF to WWE, and I just never turned on WCW. And I remember the last episode of like wrestling that I watched was when they finally unmasked Kane, and he had the dumb black mascara all over his face. And that was right when I got a job, but I couldn't keep up with it as a 16-year-old child who was stupid. But like, and then I just stopped watching for the longest time, and I just never turned on WCW. So maybe that's why Dynamite does so well for me, because I'm here for the first time.
Man, you missed 83 weeks of pure entertainment.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Pure, but
I'm from Atlanta. Every week.
So, before we get into the main event, Apollo Crews cuts a promo and officially challenges Big E for his Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Now, I never want to fucking hear anyone shit about AEW's gimmick matches after we get our very first Nigerian drum match at WrestleMania.
Brought to you by Hulk Hogan.
Now, first and foremost, I'm really excited to hear Hulk Hogan talk about this match and name the stipulation. I'm really excited. Second, are you wondering what the rules of the Nigerian drum match are? So is WWE. Because no explanation was given.
You don't need to, bro. When you're the boss.
It's just, I challenge you to this match. Nobody's ever heard it before. It's a Nigerian drum match. That's it. Okay, so
Listen, the details are still being worked out.
You
paperwork.
make your own rules, man.
How do you win this match? Yes. Okay.
They were making rules up about Mania during Sunday Night Heat back in the day, so I don't want to hear your shit.
Well, I'm just very excited about Hulk Hogan hosting this fucking WrestleMania. It's going to be a train wreck.
How many times do you think he's sweating when he's saying the name of this and hoping that he doesn't do a hard G?
Listen, I want to be able to watch this and see him sweating just off the mere fact that he's in the Titus Worldwide. And I want Titus to make him feel very uncomfortable.
As soon as he announces this match, you just see Titus look at him. He goes, "What's the match, Hulk? What's the match?"
Well, brother, we got Apollo Crews and we got Big E. Two guys I don't want around my daughter. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Fuck Hulk Hogan, man.
But look at how they're compensating Titus O'Neil for even dealing with this, though. Giving him that award. Yeah, he's hosting, all these things that he would have normally been doing.
And we're inducting you into the wing. First off, we're inducting you into a wing of a building that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Named after a psychopath.
They're trying to get Titus O'Neil into the next chapter of his life, which is in entertainment, because I've seen him do other things outside of commercial.
A Fusillo commercial?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, we finally made it. We finally made it, folks.
Listen, Titus O'Neil, you mark my words, he'll go on to host like the Golden Globes or the probably like the GLAAD Awards or something like that. He's got that kind of market.
What the fuck?
Hey, check the chat when you get a chance.
The fuck? The GLAAD Awards.
I thought you were choking for a second, Mac. I thought it was over.
I love how everybody pauses when I laugh.
Because it's just like the Glad Awards for fucking Titus. Like, that was out of fucking nowhere. Like
Yo.
Sonny DeVille, I could see. Oh, yeah, I could see him hosting the Golden Globes or, the Glad... First off, there's the Glad Awards.
I think there is.
And the award for Best Twink goes to...
And there goes the viewers for this week.
Oh, my God. Okay. Let's get to the main event, and then we've got another introduction to bring on to the show.
Okay, let me bring it up. Okay, so after that, Edge joined Michael Cole and Corey Graves at ringside. Uso versus Daniel Bryan. Pardon me. Daniel Bryan did get the win. Stood tall, pointing at the sky, momentum on the side, heading into WrestleMania. He, fought off Jey Uso. He fought off an attack from Edge. We all know where this is going.
They're putting a machine behind that man.
Genuine question. What has Jimmy Uso been doing? Ever?
Reaping the rewards.
Like, you would think that I thought for sure that Roman was going to get both Usos in his little stable or, the table or whatever, but they didn't even bother with the other Uso.
Is he the one facing sobriety?
That might be it. He might be in trouble for a ticket or injured or something.
Well, shit, that never stopped Jeff Hardy, which, by the way, thank God we got a WrestleMania card without Jeff Hardy.
Oh, say it again, Jeff. I didn't hear you, man. Say that one more time.
No, Jeff Hardy on this WrestleMania card.
Thank God. I'd rather be, I don't know. I'd rather be doing anything than watch that damn guy. We do, however, have Rey Mysterio on the card, which I'm not happy with.
Do we?
I think we do.
No, he's not on the card.
Him and Dominic?
I think they might. I think they might have them if they win that tag team turmoil, whatever. I think that's how it.
Oh, so wait, the tag team turmoil was when? Oh,
I don't know.
Turmoil is for the women's tag teams.
No, they've got another one for the men's on Raw.
Oh, okay. Because they got a tag team turmoil match on actual WrestleMania Night 1.
Well, so they're treating Friday like WrestleMania Night 1.
They fucking kill me.
On at the WrestleMania edition of SmackDown.
We have. Why don't you introduce our other cohort, because we're getting deep into this fucking WrestleMania shit.
Well, yeah. So before we get too deep, like Kai Fife, according to Kanye, we have our last gentleman to bring on the show. You know him, I know him, we all know him and love him. His name goes without saying. He is the avid listener, aka Young Abby. Abby, what's good, man?
Just when you think you have all the answers, I change the questions.
He sounds like a low-level Riddler.
He sounds like CM Dump.
Hello, no Pyro world.
Hello, Abby. How goes it, sir?
Oh, it's a lovely evening. How are things?
It's an ice cream evening, isn't it?
I wish I had some with me right now. Instead, I'm going to deal with some beer.
What is there anything special? Or are you just 211'd up right now?
Nice dirt cheap German beer.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. We're good over here, man.
There is a Glad Awards.
I told you. Dude, listen. Abby, we had a little discussion about Titus O'Neil, right? I said he's transitioning into the next stage of his life which is, the entertainment side, hosting awards. So I said, couldn't you see Titus O'Neil hosting like the Golden Globes or the GLAAD Awards? Couldn't you see that?
Well, first he's got to do the red carpet first. He's got to work his way up.
Oh yeah, you are right. You are right. You definitely are right.
He's got to ask those really dumb questions like, who are you wearing? Who are you wearing tonight?
Who you wearing tonight? Who?
I just can't wait
really
for like the name of the designer wrong.
You're wearing Louis Vuitton?
Oh man, he'll confuse like Antonio Banderas for Robert Downey Jr. or somebody. It'll be amazing. A gaff that we'll all laugh at. Anywho, we just talked about the main event of SmackDown, which was the powers that be basically giving Daniel Bryan all the cushion he needs for the pushing of another championship reign. But we haven't said who's going to win anything. We all know we're going to preview WrestleMania in a minute. But first, we are going to hit up some dirt, Drew.
Sure.
It's a lot of dirt. I'm pretty sure you got a lot.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right. You may have noticed that when AEW announced Paul White joined the show, they did it very differently than they did with Sting, where, they announced it ahead of time, and then when he showed up, he's like, hey, there's another guy that's going to be coming. You got to tune in to see. The reason they've been doing it like that is TNT actually stepped in and were actually pretty pissed off at when they introduced Sting the way they did. Apparently, they've said no more surprises because they want the ratings. They want people to tune in knowing that somebody's going to be making their debut instead of just doing it out of nowhere.
That sucks. I think the surprise of Sting showing up, even though we all know how that wet fart turned out, was fantastic. And I think they're full of shit because that was the show that they were also touting Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley. Like, they said that day they had like 1 million viewers or whatever. So why are they getting all dicky about it like that?
I think they want as many ratings as they can. So from now on, and AEW kind of even said it, from now on, if we're going to be doing a big reveal or something, either it's going to happen on pay-per-view or we're going to tell you ahead of time before they debut.
God, I hope they keep it to pay-per-views.
I got a little piece of dirt. I'll join you on this one, Drew. Anyone excited for WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal?
No?
Good, because it ain't happening. There will be no women competing in a Battle Royal this year at WrestleMania.
Well, to feed off of that, are you excited for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania?
No.
So WrestleMania, the preview show, will be on Friday, and I believe this is on Friday.
This was moved to SmackDown.
Andre the Giant rolling over in his big ass grave right now.
Yeah.
They're gonna give that match the time it deserves finally.
Oh, fuck off.
Little raw dirt. Swerve, y'all know this when to get your tinkle tingling. The Hurt Business. We all are upset that they broke up, aren't we? Well, apparently.
Hey, is
Braun
Braun
Strowman
Strowman here?
I apologize.
You got Braun, is he a secret guest or something, bro? Is he now coming on? What's up, Braun?
Oh,
I can't read.
You do get off drugs. Everyone in the locker room is upset that the breakup between the Hurt Business happened. Morale has gone down. Vince McMahon actually had to meet with talent who voiced their displeasures with the Hurt Business being broken up. Before there was any mention of them actually being broken up, MVP and Bobby Lashley personally lobbied for Vince not to go through with the breakup. Is this going to kill a lot of momentum that Bobby Lashley had and could have going forward?
Like I said, he makes stables just to break them up.
This is all a ruse.
You're still sticking to that.
Dude, I watched Raw. I don't know, man.
All the signs are pointing to it. Are we talking about Raw yet or no?
No, so you have something to say about you watched yesterday?
I mean, if we talking about Raw, I'll go over it. But if not, I'm not gonna.
No, we're talking dirt.
Okay. No, go ahead. I mean,
We'll
yeah.
save it. We'll save it.
AEW is going to be having a special guest this week.
Ah, damn! I was going to jump in on this one.
A special guest who's
Can I
coming
guess?
back for round 2. Iron Mike Tyson is back, and
I
he's
hope he
as
can-
sleepy as ever.
I hope he can get his shirt off this time.
I just want to know what the fuck he's promoting, because I know last time he was promoting his quote unquote fight with Roy Jones. I'm wondering what he's going to be promoting this time around.
We're going to get that Tyson and Shaq fight we never wanted.
Yo, I'd watch that. I don't give a shit.
Can you imagine
If he's going to
Shaq
fight
beat him
anyone, it's going to be
around?
Cody. You
Next,
know Cody's going to throw his ass in there.
it's like the last piece of pizza in the Domino's box that nobody wants, but you just like, fuck it, I eat it.
Fuck it, I'll get E. coli.
Yo, bro, you doing something with that mushroom pineapple right there, bro? Nah, it's all you. WrestleMania 37 is this weekend. And according to Bet Online, every championship, besides the Intercontinental Championship, is slated to change hands. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
What is that, dirt you have, or you just making a assumption
dirt.
there?
That's dirt. They said the Intercontinental Championship is a push. All the other champs are underdogs.
So Sheamus is not winning, huh?
No. And they're saying Edge is the favorite to win the Universal title. Triple threat.
I guarantee that's going to be changing until the actual match takes place.
If Edge wins that belt, how do you kill morale even more?
Yeah, I don't know. There'll be a lot of-
Goldberg shows up on the Monday after WrestleMania to challenge Edge to who's going to turn each other into dust fight.
No, he's going to challenge Bobby Lashley.
Well,
They probably would do that.
SmackDown has been the A show for a little bit, in case you guys didn't know. Raw, I don't know if they're going to treat Raw like they used to do in the past, where it was the biggest Raw of the year. Maybe it's now reserved for SmackDown. But if Edge wins, then I think SmackDown is the show you want to watch over Raw, if you had to pick one. Just for him winning.
Did you see who's going to be the next guest on Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions?
Now, okay, wait a minute. I'll let everyone else answer, and then I'll answer, because I have a question, too.
I don't think you need to let everybody else answer. We all know who it is. Just get to your question.
Okay. He had an exclusive deal with the WWE.
He does, and it's on the WWE Network.
So I don't know who it is. Who is it?
Chris Jericho.
There is no more network, Drew. What are you saying?
It's on Peacock.
Wow.
Wait,
Yeah.
Jericho's going to be on the podcast?
Yeah.
All right.
So how the hell did this happen? Please inform me.
So Steve Austin revealed that basically, he sets up the guests for the most part and essentially showed a screenshot of his phone texting Vince McMahon going, "Hey Vince, do you care if I have Jericho on the show?" "Sure, go for it." All right, we're go.
I think he
So,
called
yeah.
Vince while he was getting some head. He couldn't think straight.
So yeah, we are getting AEW superstar Chris Jericho on a Peacock WWE Network show hosted by Steve Austin.
With apparently no restrictions on what they could talk about, right?
I mean, he was wearing his fucking Inner Circle shirt on the promo.
Holy shit! This is some Titanic movement right here.
So this is like that invisible door that Tony Khan keeps talking about.
This is cross-play between Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
This tells you who really runs the show. That's all I have to say.
So did you see how they were doing the promo originally? Austin was hyping up on Twitter who his next guest is going to be, doing the countdown with the Jericho countdown sound.
Yeah.
And then he just left it at that. And then like a week later, he actually showed him at the desk, Jericho sitting across from him, and they just like look at the camera.
Yeah.
This goes to show you how much I really believe it comes down to how much clout Steve Austin still has in the company.
No, I
Both
think
ways. Jericho's also got a lot of clout still with Vince.
And he left on good terms. He didn't burn any bridges or anything. So I think that it's Vince kind of playing that game of, hey, when's your deal up? 2022? Okay, yeah, we'll have you on. Promote your book, promote whatever you want to do. And then in 2022, I want to make a call to you. I honestly do believe that it's going to be a bidding war when his contract's up.
So you said that Jericho didn't burn any bridges when he left, but I feel like since he's been gone, he's done enough shit talk on not only AEW but also his own podcast.
Shit talk. I mean, everyone shit talks. I mean, at the end of the day, Vince doesn't give a fuck about that shit talk. It comes down to business with him. If you leave on a matter where you refuse to do a job, or you refuse to show up, or you're fighting him over money, that's leaving with burned bridges. If you're like, hey, I'm going to go somewhere else, and then you shit talk because you're working somewhere else, that's just part of the fucking game. Like everyone shit talks.
Is Taz Hall of Fame next year?
Taz is never in the Hall of Fame.
So I have a question, and anyone answer. Will the 3 letters be mentioned on his podcast?
I guarantee it. Dude's wearing his fucking bandana. I mean, yeah, they're mentioning it.
Or does he treat it like, hey, what have you been doing since you left the WWE?
Yeah,
I've been on vacation. What?
I've been on my home planet. They needed me.
Because didn't Vince like ban that acronym?
He banned a lot of shit.
Correct?
Wasn't it Sami Zayn who said it on a show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only once. It was about a year ago.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think that he's going to really have an issue with it, because it's not like it's on their SmackDown or Raw.
Well, there's been some more words going back from like when, Guevara was talking and Zayn and Jericho was talking about the poor promos they used to give Jack Swagger, to Triple H saying he'll buy that pissant company. So it's going to be real interesting to see what this does. And I wish it was live. I don't wish it was recorded. Give it to me live, because I'll tune in on Peacock for that live. I'll drop what I'm doing, because you never know if it's unscripted. Anything is, for to go, anything to be discussed. I'll watch.
I am excited to see it. Those are usually really good to listen to, just because Austin, does his research. He doesn't just go in like, oh, so I saw on Monday Night Raw that you weren't happy. What was that? Like, he actually like, hey,
That's exactly what he does.
Sometimes he does.
I listen to one of those.
He actually like tries. There's some podcasts like JR's old podcast where it was fucking unbearable to listen to.
The one where he talked about barbecue sauce all day?
Yeah, especially if he had a female on a show. Like when he had Melina on his show, it was just fucking weird. Because you could definitely tell he's like, oh, you were quite the young lady. Like, dude, you're about to get canceled.
He
What's
knew
that weird
how much he
slobber
got
in your-
around. He didn't want to say it.
The thirst was apparent.
Melina, just in case you were wondering, my wife is no longer with us. So, I mean, if you want, I could kind of bat them titties around.
Quit that.
JR asking to bat some titties around might be my make-a-wish right there.
Hey, that
Can you
man
use it?
sat next to the king for 18 years. He's a little freak too.
If JR ever shows up on Cameo, I know what I'm gonna get him to say.
What?
I want him to say, "Catch these hands."
Oh, hey, this is JR wishing you a happy birthday, and you mind if I bat them teddies around?
Oh my God.
Next up, we have Seth Rollins. He was in a interview where he was talking about the potential for wrestling fans to be in WrestleMania. And he had some words essentially burying the fans. First off, he says that being a babyface in pro wrestling nowadays is almost impossible since the fans hate everything. And that he actually enjoys performing in front of the Thunderdome more than he enjoys wrestling in front of actual fans. Just because of the fact that they hate everything and they constantly just try to take over a show. So it is interesting to hear somebody just completely bury the fan base.
Hmm.
Well, it's going to be odd because the whole transition back to fans, they're going to, they can tell you who to like and not like the way they can just record it and with the cameras. Like, you can't hide the fans booing.
Well, that's also another thing, and very interesting, is for the last year, they've been doing storylines where they have just been formulating their own storylines, not really worrying about how fans react to it. Once you get in front of that live audience, you might get fans who are already sick of a fucking storyline. And they just tear it to shreds. And wrestlers, they haven't been in front of fans in a year. They might not know how to react to that anymore.
Can you imagine the pelting of beer cans and bottles with the Hurt Business breakup?
Oh, God.
Yo, do you guys think that they're going to hijack the shows on Saturday
Oh, God, yeah.
and Sunday?
Is there even enough people?
So 25,000 is the cap.
Yeah, somebody's probably going to throw an inflatable garbage can like they did during the Texans game.
Well, somebody has to throw a beach ball during the Cesaro match, or it didn't happen.
Oh. His sausage nipples get into such a fluster. The last thing I have, Leo Rush back in the news.
My man.
Leo Rush called out WWE. And I got to say, for once, I'm on his side.
Good.
So Leo had mentioned that, he was released from WWE during budget cuts. WWE had gone on and on and on about how, hey, because of COVID, we got to make all these budget cuts and, we're not making revenue and all this. Cut to this past week, and it's revealed that the company provided not travel ticket, not rent a car, but private jet for, was it Logan Paul or Jake Paul? Whichever Paul brother was there. A private fucking jet for him. After they released a staggering amount of employees, they provide a private jet for a one-time use celebrity who nobody asked for. And he called them out on it, basically saying that they don't care about their employees. They only care about profit. They only care about just tickling the fucking celebrities and not really worrying about the wrestlers who give their bodies to give them that money.
Mm.
I mean, he's 100% right. That being said, this isn't new. Like, don't forget when they got the deal from Fox for $2 billion. That was either right before or right after they let loose like 35 people. Just fucking let them go. And I think the other time they let a bunch of people loose is as soon as he showed up on Trump's cabinet or something like that. Like, they do it all the time, and this isn't news. Sorry, Leo. You're amongst the cut fat that they love to do.
But it wasn't as many. Usually when they cut like, maybe they'll cut like 5 or 7. Because of COVID, it wasn't just the wrestlers. Usually it's just the wrestlers. But it's a lot of backstage people. It's a lot of referees. It's a lot of people who don't make that much money and couldn't really save as much. That's what really sucks.
Yeah, but let's get that jet for one of the Paul brothers,
This is the one that beat Nate Robinson, isn't it?
It is.
Well, honestly, I hear what Leo Rush is saying, but there's a small part of me saying, because of who he is, this is an investment. I feel like they're trying to lure him from being a boxer or bare knuckle brawler or UFC, competitor, and have him go to the WWE because he can fight.
Let me throw this out. SummerSlam. You got Logan Paul and Charlotte taking on Becky Lynch and Conor McGregor.
Just say, man.
Where does Soldier Boy and Bow Wow come into this?
Oh, well, it'll be Soldier Boy and Bow Wow versus Randy Orton.
Oh.
And that'll be a circa 2003 wrestling style match where there'll be like some dive bar where no one's in there but them three.
That's all I got though.
Yeah, that'd be it too.
So, can I jump in then?
Yeah.
That's some dirt.
So you tell me if I missed this, but did you guys discuss Cameo?
No.
We discussed JR's cameo for slapping
Yeah,
them
you
titties.
mentioned it, but yesterday, WWE is announced Cameo requests. Remember how you can't have any more third-party sponsorships?
Yes.
So this is a exclusive WWE, and Cameo announced that 25 superstars will do video requests for WrestleMania. They will only do it for the first 15 approved requests. There are 25 superstars. I don't know if you want. I don't think I should read the names, but let's play a game called "Who do you think is the most expensive and how much?"
Can you give us a cap so we don't go over too much?
It's not going to be near 1,000.
Damn, that's it. Okay, so
How about I do this? I'll give you the cheapest one, and we can work from there.
okay.
For $150, you can get a message from either Rhea Ripley or Omos.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
What's
Man.
the matter? Slapjack wasn't available?
Wait a minute. I haven't heard almost say anything. And you want me to pay $150 to get a butchered cameo from him?
But wouldn't that be just perfect? Like you say, okay, Omos, I want you to say these things, and he says nothing, and he just sends it back to you with a picture of his face.
And the PayPal statement.
Okay, so almost a Rhea Ripley for $150.
150, yep. But
Oh.
nowhere. It's now the top one. The top one is not even near 1,000.
All right.
Okay, I got my guess.
I'm gonna say I'll say 500, and I'll say Seth Rollins. That's my guess.
Okay. Seth Rollins 400 or 500.
My guess is 500 for Roman Reigns.
Okay, Roman Reigns 500. All right. Anybody else?
I couldn't care less.
I'm thinking 650 for Roman Reigns.
Okay. Roman is not in the list. He is not available for that. Seth Rollins is not the highest. He is $400. Now, let's just add some insults to this. For $200, you could have Matt Riddle or the women's champion Asuka, or you could have the WWE champion Bobby Lashley.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Sorry, Swerve.
Now, if you're feeling rich, you can drop $500 on Shane McMahon or Randall Orton.
So hold on. Shane McMahon costs more than Bobby Lashley, who's your WWE champion.
I guess
I think it's more of who wants to have the least requests submitted.
But if that was the case, they should have made Shane lesser than 500, because I think people will pay $500 to have Shane say something to them.
It's an interesting list. Like I said, Roman Reigns isn't even on it. It's not, but it's sort of like insulting that your champions are like so cheap.
So who's on the list that doesn't deserve to warrant the amount of money they're asking for?
Shane McMahon.
Really?
Lashley just became champion a month ago, so I can kind of understand.
Someone pay Shane McMahon $500 and ask him two things. What was in the lockbox? And how did your company in China go?
Let's see here. We got all the members of New Day are $250 apiece. Sheamus is $250.
Big E does really good cameos, though.
Apollo Crews will set you back $200.
Oh my God. There's not a soul on this earth who would pay $200 to hear anything from Apollo Crews.
And the one that I guarantee had the most requests, Alexa Bliss, $400.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Hey, you got $400?
Hang on. Alexa, stop.
And remember, these are approved requests. If you remember the infamous guy who asked out Alexa Bliss cameo video that was out there.
Yeah, that's the guy who was stalking her, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that guy is fucked up.
They couldn't have anybody for like $50 who can just sit around all day cutting cameos.
You would think almost would be $50.
Like somebody who's not even in Mania that might be worth getting a video from.
Natalia is a $50 girl, definitely.
No way. She thinks she's worth at least $1,500.
What about Corbin?
What about Corbin?
Not on the list. He must have been busy.
Is Michael Cole on the list?
He is not. No announcers.
So Alexa Bliss is the highest?
From a female perspective, yes. It was Shane and Randy at 500.
Man, if nothing nothing gets me excited for a cameo more than one from Shane McMahon having zero fucking charisma, just like all of his promos.
Who is third?
Sorry, what's that?
Who is third?
Well, Alexa's 400, Daniel Bryan 400, Seth Rollins 400. That would be your third.
I just think for nostalgia purposes, someone who watched wrestling from the early to mid 90s all the way till now, that say happy birthday and a couple other things, I think somebody will find that cool. He'll get a lot of cameos.
I'm waiting to see the results of this afterwards and see what kind of cringeworthy cameos we get out of this.
But
Well,
I'm
the
sure
best-
that the cameo is really just going to be like, hey, make sure you watch WrestleMania.
Subscribe to Peacock.
So wait, I have
Sign
one
up
last
now.
guess. I think there will be a really good cameo person. Is Boogeyman on this list?
This is all current superstars.
Damn. All right.
Let's resurrect the corpse of Mae Young and put her on the thing.
Boogeyman would be a real good cameo though.
That's not
I
to
know
say
what the
he's
worst-
not actually on
And
camera.
baby, to be on the cameo.
I'm sorry, guys. I have to say it. Is Rick Bogner on this list?
Damn.
It's just the theme music for The Walking Dead.
Swerve, you go
You
to
know what the-
podcast hell.
You know what the worst part is? Knowing that WWE's behind this, that means that they will rake in 90% of the profits and then
Mhm.
give their superstars a $5 and say, "Good job, boy."
Not a milk bone. Oh
So,
my God.
Mae Young's hand baby. It'll be $150, and all you get is it just pressing buttons on the phone.
Oh my God. God bless the dead.
This time you actually mean it.
She ain't died for all this, man. You did Rick Bogner. Yo, man, don't speak on my man David till you can say something positive about it.
Well, let's put it this way. Rick Bogner did give you a solid happy birthday post.
Rick Bogner died for our sins, right next to Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. All right. Before we get to WrestleMania, before things go off the tracks here, because we're teetering,
Or
let's go ahead and get to everyone's favorite wrestling program, AEW Dynamite.
Now, before we do that, are we doing Raw or are we doing AEW first?
Oh shit. We do Raw? Okay, let's do Raw.
Because I know Swerve said he had some shit to talk about with Raw.
Okay, so Raw happened. I'm not even gonna go look online because I've seen some of it. It was a shit show for the most part. You got unnecessary tag matches. You got matches between Lashley and a couple other people from the Hurt Business, like Cedric and Shelton. The main event stunk. So let's go ahead and let's talk about Hurt Business, and then we can move on. Because there was nothing else from Raw that really happened, unless I'm missing something. So, Swerve, interject when you can or you want. It was a singles match on the Go Home show. The big angle they were pushing was the Hurt Business breaking up. No mention or no intertwining between McIntyre and Lashley.
Right. And I thought that was very interesting because Drew had a match against a last-minute stand-in, that being King Corbin, where he was put on display to look strong, which he was. And Lashley and like you said, McIntyre didn't get a chance to touch, so I thought that was very telling. Usually they have some kind of run-in, where they go out there and clash for a few seconds and someone gets put over and someone looks, but they didn't do that this time. So it has me thinking they're trying to keep you, the fans, on a 50-50 who could win this championship match, because they didn't do that. But I also, like I said before, I think the Hurt Business is just all, going to say, we're not with them, so we interfered, and it didn't, it didn't cost them the championship because they weren't with the group anymore. And then they all hug and get back together at the end of the match. The other thing I was hearing was that this title match is going to open the show of day one, or WrestleMania night one. It was going to open it, and I said, well, that's interesting. They don't want to send up fans home pissed off on the first night by having Lashley retain. So what you do is you have him, if he's going to win it, if he's going to retain it, you have him retain it early on. So those are just my thoughts that I was thinking about. What do you guys think?
I mean, that works in a perfect world, but I honestly do believe that looking at the cameo prices, looking at the fact that it's opening the show, I think Vince is just like, Yeah, this is a stopgap to going right back to McIntyre.
I don't believe that necessarily, Drew. And here's why. They've invested over the past few months in the character building of Bobby and having him come across as somebody who's dominant, can be beat, very Brock Lesnar-ish, where he puts the hurt lock on you and no one can beat it. No one can get out of it. I think to keep him strong, you let him retain, but in that process, you have to let somebody come and interfere because you can't beat him clean because then that's going to kill Drew.
Right.
So, if it is a ruse, then kudos to them for doing it, but you got to swing me back in. You got to make me believe that the hurt lock that was put on Cedric and Shelton Benjamin was just, hey man, that was just business. We still family. Like you gotta give me that. I don't know if they can though.
I mean, we've seen that all the time, where members fight each other and put each other to a pulp. And it's like it was all a swerve. Like, come on, you had them bleeding, really? They didn't do half, any of that stuff.
I mean, what we talking DX? Where
any faction, yeah. NWO will hit you with a lead pipe the night before, the hour, 2 hours earlier, or during the match matter, and then they'll turn on you. You saw it with the Steiner brothers and Scott Hall and them. So I mean, it's I don't think they're above it.
See, I'm going with what I told Swerve earlier. This is just some dumb storyline with that bit where they roughed up MVP. This is just going to lead to MVP coming back from being injured. He's going to tag up with Bobby, and we're going to have a feud with the two guys formerly of Hurt Business, and we'll have a blow off at the next pay-per-view.
I think about that angle. That could happen too.
What's the blow off? There's no championship, right?
That's literally because Bobby will lose. He'll form a tag with MVP, and then we just get a pointless tag team match at the next pay-per-view.
The blow off is all of that Bobby Lashley push just gone.
I don't think they'll
I don't
tag
know.
their way out. That's too AEW like.
That's going to be hard for them to get away from if they do that because, again, with the character building of Bobby Lashley, he's somebody who can now long for, if he loses, the championship again. Why would he waste time doing that with MVP? If anything, maybe he retains and they do this, and then the blow-off is MVP and Lashley feud, creating the Backlash championship match between those two.
MVP is not feuding for anything, dog. He's done. I don't know why we keep trying to write him in the story, but it's not happening. Sorry.
He's on Raw. Look, he's on Raw twice a month, man. I'm just saying.
As a manager.
He still got the single out there in the cut. It'll be interesting. But if it's the first match, and we all know match placement means a lot, that's telling if they do have them open up.
Before we do get to AEW, Abby, are you on the line?
I'm here.
Will Ospreay, what do you think?
I was pretty upset with the idea that Ibushi unifies titles and immediately loses it in the first defense. After the massive amount of build-up for him to Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, I think he should have held on to the belt longer. I also don't like the fact that the new belt looks just like Cody's tattoo.
It actually happens to UFC a lot.
But at least in professional wrestling, it's fake, and you can keep it going.
Hey, it's real to the Japanese.
Will Ospreay's a perfectly fine champion, but I thought Ibushi should have held it all the way through the next Wrestle Kingdom.
When is the next one?
January.
Felt that he wasn't.
God damn.
That's how the champ.
They typically keep their champs for a longer time. it's only until recently that the titles have been moving more frequently.
I don't like that. I think that the big allure of New Japan was that their champions held onto the belts for a long time. I think that was their big allure, and I think ever since Kenny had the belt.
But couldn't you predict when they were going to lose if they lose it at only their big shows? I mean, what's the point?
No,
What's the
not
fun in that?
necessarily, because like they would definitely retain at their big shows, but like you'd have champions who retained for a year plus.
I think them days are over, and I never really want to see that again.
Well, because of COVID, Moxley's been their U.S. champion for a year and a half at this point.
Shit, it's going on 47 years. I think they lost that belt. I just want to get your opinion because I know these guys don't watch anything with New Japan, so I wanted to throw that out to you.
Yeah, good topic there, Drew. We should have more of it.
Yeah.
And now this damn podcast.
Yeah, I forget what podcast this is. So AEW, we start off with Christian in his first singles match in 7 years, taking on Frank.
Everybody, baby.
I would say this was a solid match.
Cool. Yeah, listen.
I'm the only one who didn't see it.
Very entertaining.
Now, I also said as soon as I was watching it, they picked the correct opponent for him.
Absolutely.
Because if he was in there with somebody who's a lot younger or somebody who's like Phoenix, who's flying all over the ring, I think this match gets out of hand real quick. I think that they picked a guy who's just as old as Cage. So what we're getting is more of the grounded style, more of a style where they can use the rest holds and still work a good match without having to worry about one of them getting blown up.
The words is just as seasoned, not just as old. Come on now.
Yeah, like they could have went with Christopher Daniels and it would have been a fucking snooze fest.
Yeah. I do like that, they picked the correct opponent. And, they don't always do that, but they did. But here's the question. Can Christian Cage work well with everyone on the roster? Because he talks his big game about how he can work with anyone. Okay, well, I mean, working with Frankie Kazarian is one thing. You get into the ring with a guy like Pac or a guy like, Orange Cassidy, who has a very strange style. Can you work that same match? Or
can he work with Wardlow? That's what I want to know.
Oh my
God. So we're asking the real questions.
Well, if he's pushing this motto of outwork everyone, like the moment he has a match with Darby Allin, it's going to be proven he is not outworking everyone.
Darby Allin or even MJF. Like if you get into a thing with MJF where he's got to like outwork and out promo, good luck. Because Christian's promos are very much the same. Like even when he was in Edge and Christian, when he went to TNA, it was very telling that it's like, oh, okay, so he's Captain Charisma, but it was really Edge. Like,
yeah, because Christian's not an A guy. He's damn near not a B guy, but he could float around a little bit, maybe call a match or two, but with Darby Allin or MJF or even Cody, I don't think he'll fare well in a match with them. Maybe multi-man, but a singles match, no.
I think what you're gonna see is I can definitely see a lot of these younger guys, like even a Brian Cage. Brian Cage is a huge guy who could move. I can see him getting in a ring with one of these younger guys who's like, listen, this is a TV spot that these old timers are taking. Fuck it. I'm going to blow this guy up in the ring. Like, I'm going to have him sucking air.
Has anyone ever played a wrestling game and picked Christian?
Never.
Never.
Every time I've ever seen Christian, I've been bored, to be honest. Like, this is a good match, but in the years of knowing Christian, I've always been, that's the guy with Edge.
I may have picked him maybe once or twice.
Or I pick Christian and I give him good moves.
So you
I will say his finisher is solid.
It's solid, but they tried to pull it off like 3 times. Like, even the announcers were like, oh, it's the kill switch. Never mind.
Well,
and
that's
they did
the
it
thing
like,
is that they're playing it off of, hey, if you hit this, it's game over. So it's like you got to fight it. You're not gonna, that they're gonna be protecting the fuck out of that finisher.
yeah, and that's fine, but like I feel like you don't see many failed one-wing angels. You see 1, maybe 2, but I definitely saw 3 possible kill switches before he finally pulled it off. And I couldn't help but feel like, did he forget how the move went at first? Like,
So they're making it like the Dominator, where you probably won't get to see it that much because it's so protected that he can't pull it off.
Well, he'll pull it off. It's just that's going to be the match. Like, you're not going to see it twice in a match.
When he's fighting Kenny Omega, inevitably he's not going to get it off at all.
Yeah.
gotta hope he does.
If he tries to do it to Cage, he's not going to get his arms around him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, or Wardlow, for that matter.
They're
I
just
think
too wide.
Christian might have a decent wingspan. I'm not sure. He got a weird build, but he might have a decent wingspan.
I think he does have like kind of long arms.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I take this next one?
Go for it.
Mac, I got a question for you.
Oh my God.
Mac, does your wife cook for you?
Yes, she does.
Yeah, good, solid cooking work.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Breakfast? She pretty good at cooking breakfast?
Yeah, she's all right.
So, my wife kills it with, my favorite breakfast item is an omelet. She does a fantastic Western omelet.
That's how you pick up your wife right there. Talk to him, Uwap.
No kidding, man. And just so we're clear, she's great at cooking everything. I love it. I love her. She makes a mean Western omelet. My favorite part.
Is that why you're doing this?
My favorite parts of that Western omelet.
Oh, talk to me.
It's got to be the ham. It's got to be the eggs.
Come on.
Because here we are. The exhibition match that you couldn't force me to care about. Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall. QT Marshall getting a jobber entrance, so that's where the ham and eggs come into play. And then Cody, of course, coming out in his Pyro. Now, the match, I told Drew this before.
I got to jump in real quick.
Yeah.
And just point out that even JR had to fucking say, yeah, Cody's coming out to all this fanfare, all this Pyro. QT Marshall just standing outside the ring.
Yeah, looking like a real jackass. Like, Cody comes out with like 2 or 3 guys too, with his brother, Arn's the fucking guest referee. I told Drew this before. If someone kidnapped me, put me in a chair, tied me up, and said, listen, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to shoot you in the face unless you start caring about QT Marshall, I would start crying, knowing that I would never see my family again, and I would take the bullet. Couldn't care less. QT Marshall's terrible. However, the match, it was alright, but the whole point they were playing with this match was that Cody kept saying he wasn't going to hurt him, so during multiple times during the match, he would like get him ready to do like a crossroads and just kind of give up. Like real disrespectful, trying to play that he doesn't want to hurt his friend or whatever. At one point in time, QT falls out of the ring, comes back in after like Cody keeps the ropes open for him, and QT just hits Arn Anderson because I don't know. Fuck it. The match is over, thank God. I love omelets. I love my wife's cooking. But every once in a while when I get lucky enough to go to a hotel and they have a breakfast buffet, that's a lot of ham and eggs. Because here comes the heel turn for some of the Nightmare family.
Oh boy.
If you're wondering who the Nightmare family is or who turned heel, so am I. Because I couldn't give less a shit about QT Marshall. I definitely didn't care about any of these people surrounding the ring who were given names, but I couldn't give less a shit. half of the Nightmare family turns on Cody, I guess, and Dustin and Arn, and just what a fucking shit show. And QT Marshall's the guy who's calling the shots while people are getting beat up and thrown against like ring posts and everything like that. Are you fucking kidding me? QT Marshall is your ring leader in this?
When was the last time there was a jobber faction? Because that's all.
It was the Nightmare family.
The Job Squad.
It's literally.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
It's a faction of jobbers led by the head jobber.
The worst of all the jobbers, actually. I find him to be not only terrible, but boring as shit.
Yo, AEW has a lot of factions, yo. A lot.
Well, that's intentional.
Yeah,
Just make it right.
WWE isn't doing it.
I know what you're wondering. Well, who's a part of this Nightmare faction? Who's can I go on Wikipedia and look these guys up? And I will tell you, you can't, because there's a lot of red letters.
Link not made yet, is what you're saying.
Yep.
So a bunch of creator wrestlers turned on a bunch of other creator wrestlers and Cody.
Now, I will say,
with him being the head of this faction now, will he get music next week? Because I thought he was somebody of small importance. I didn't think he was reduced to a job role already.
These are going to be like the Tough Enough 3 guys. You're going to come back from commercial halfway through Papa Roach's getting away with murder, and they're just going to be bouncing around the ring.
I actually watched a documentary about Last Resort, and it has some real meaning to it. You leave Papa Roach alone.
They don't. I mean, you knew you bobbed your head to that song back in the day.
I'm not saying anything wrong with the song. I'm just saying, don't expect this faction to get entrance. The only member of this faction I know of is Aaron Solo, and that's just because Bailey left his ass.
Got him. Damn.
But of course, when she hopped off of the Star, which is Aaron Solo, she's not on WrestleMania. So
Aaron Solo, I guess, is going to be Cody's opponent during the house show. And okay, what kind of fucking promo is that? Oh, please show up to our house show. WrestleMania weekend. You can see Cody and name. Aaron Solo, okay.
That is a house show match if I've ever fucking seen it.
And you know what kills me is I watched a video where Cody cut a promo on it. And I'm like, damn, you sure wasted this pretty decent promo on these fucking jobbers.
I like how he calls it these people his trainees at the Nightmare Factory. Bro, just call it the power plant. You know you want to. You know you fucking wanna.
I will say this. Cody obviously enjoying his hotel breakfast and the breakfast buffet. He was nice enough to leave a nice big plate of ham and eggs for the next match, Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley versus Cesar Bononi.
Who?
Just a big old fucking, I don't know, Brazilian dude. I'm pretty sure he didn't get an entrance music.
He looks like a creative wrestler, but he's actually pretty good in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about him. I'm alright with him, but come on, man. Moxley's hitting the ring against you, and that's it. Nah, this isn't gonna go well. Go back to dark.
That's what I was saying. They would never do that with their top guys, WWE. And Moxley's supposed to be a top guy, but here he is doing a squash match like Nia Jax when she first came in.
Damn it. I'm leaving. My man just said Jon Moxley like Nia Jax. And don't forget, Nia Jax was Jon Moxley's last opponent as Dean Ambrose.
Full circle.
So he's been almost been pushed a bit lately, because I was just looking him up. and I've realized he's been on Dynamite a lot. He fought Adam Page last week.
Who, Benoni?
Yeah, like they're giving him TV time. He was in a match with Cody. What was it? 3 weeks ago, or in February. Like they've been like somehow sneaking this guy in to give him more TV time instead of sticking him back in dark.
You know what he is? He's the upgraded dark guy, and they do that sometimes. That was Will Hobbs when he came up to the Dynamite roster, if you will, and now he's gone fucking forever. But Cesar Bononi, clearly they saw enough push for him on dark, or I think push. He's here with, like, it says Ryan Nemeth. Don't forget they brought Ryan Nemeth in, Dolph Ziggler's brother, hoping that he'd get a push. But now he's just the guy with the Brazilian dude.
So speaking of this guy, and we know I haven't been on, we haven't brought this up. Did any of you see the massive botch between Luchasaurus and Cesar Bononi that was making its rounds on the internet?
No, Chill, I know you saw that on Botchamania.
It was on Dark. And no, I did not see on Botchamania. It made it to Botchamania immediately afterwards, though.
Oh man, that shit ruined the fact that Santa Claus wasn't real. Because they're going at each other like they're bouncing out. Pause. They're bouncing off their ropes and they go to, I don't know, grapple or something, and they clearly just didn't work it right, and you could see that they just kind of broke off. And they decided to just reset it, and you can almost see Luchasaurus go say, "Hey, edit it out." And they didn't edit it out for Dark.
Yeah, no, even Luchasaurus, you can see him directing him saying, "Go run off the ropes." It's worth checking out if you want to insult AEW.
Oh Jesus!
Light drop.
I don't want to insult AEW, but when are we going to talk about Kate Conti?
That's too. Yeah, we'll get there. Hey, Drew, I'll hand it back to you now that I'm done with my breakfast talk.
Keep the drool in your face a little bit longer.
So one thing you forgot is during the beatdown, they had Cody on like the steel stairs, and they're about to do like a concerto, and Red Velvet playing the role of Brandy.
You're right. I didn't forget about that.
Came out to stop them. And
Brandy Light.
Yeah, Brandy Light, because Brandy's pregnant. Came out to stop them, and no, you can't do this, so it's like, okay. So they go away, and then when they come back from commercial, she's backstage talking about how she's disgusted by them, how she can't believe that they betrayed Cody, only for Jade Cargill to fuck her up completely backstage. So that's my daily dose of Jade Cargill. I needed that.
Just so we're clear, when Jade Cargill is finally done with Red Velvet, I'll be very, very happy.
I want her to get the Tony Schiavone treatment. It's Jade!
It's Jade! She could sit on my face any day! Whoa, take it down a bit!
So now we go to... Let's see.
Ninjamas.
MJF's gift to the Pinnacle. So MJF has the Pinnacle in the Inner Circle's locker room. He has interior designer. There's an empty Pepsi machine in the corner. So you know already shenanigans are going to take place.
Well, yeah, the Pepsi guy didn't show up. That's all.
So he's like, listen, we got the interior designer. We're going to fix up this locker room because it's a piece of shit. We're going to finally clean up the bathroom because it smells like shit. He opens the bathroom door. The Inner Circle's standing there, staring him down. Politely closes the door and goes, all right, we need to get the fuck out of here. And they open the door to leave, and Jake Hager's standing there. And they just do the all-out brawl in the locker room. MJF takes a swirly from Jericho. One of the guys from FTR gets busted open, and MJF gets sent through the Pepsi machine.
Even Tully got beat up in this.
Yeah, even Tully took some shit.
I think Tully got a fucking wooden chair thrown at him or something.
Yeah.
Yo, my man MJF was swallowing piss in that toilet.
What did you guys think about this segment? I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it.
It's good storytelling.
It quickly swerved you, or quickly changed you from Inner Circle being sort of like a comedy group to like, no, now they're serious, like, heels in this story.
How do you guys think this is to revert into the wrestling ring, as far as involving the others?
I think that Drew mentioned it a couple weeks ago. He said that this might actually be the blood and guts match, and I kind of hope that that's true.
I think it's gonna be Fall Brawl.
Halloween Havoc.
So an interesting thing, by the way, going back to Caesar Bononi, something that I've been following on Twitter a little bit is
Braun Strowman, baby.
I'd say, what the hell is that?
these fucking trains. So Caesar Bononi's wife actually has leukemia, and they've been going through a lot of red tape because her sister is a match to do bone marrow transplant. However, her sister is still in Brazil, and the U.S. Embassy during COVID is like, yeah, that's not our problem. However, AEW has gotten their own legal team to assist with clearing up that red tape. So I don't know if it's something where they're really invested in them, or it's something that they do for any wrestler, but it's shocking to see their own legal team get involved.
Wow.
What's that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, you don't usually see like I've never heard of WWE going on saying, "Oh, you had this issue. Let's get our legal team involved."
Oh, that's no, Drew. You're absolutely 100,000% wrong. You want to know why?
Why?
Vince McMahon gets rid of convicted murderers.
I was gonna say they'll let the legal team show up when someone dies, and they gotta cover it up.
If you see Vince McMahon walking with a briefcase, some shit's getting handled.
It's over.
Now, hang on. There's a difference between helping out your family member when this happens and, hey, pal, you're supposed to be main event in my house show. I can't have you missing.
There is. Now, this kind of goes hand in hand with the fact that they have just straight up adopted Brody Lee's son. And I don't think he's gone back home in 4 months.
Well, they said they signed him to a contract. I don't think that they were joking.
If he's cutting promos on Taz, you might as well keep him around.
Seriously. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, here comes the AEW fucking fanboys, but like, maybe it's PR, and maybe I'm falling for it, but like Drew said, you don't hear about this shit. And Tony Khan going, we'll make it work. Let's get the legal team on it. Or let's have this 10-year-old boy who just lost his dad, and he's going to show up to every fucking dark and almost like every other Dynamite, and really just not only put him out there, but put him out there on the stage. Like, it's kind of heartwarming, you know?
Like you guys know, I'm a WWE backer. If a superstar, active superstar, passed away, you would not even know what their son looked like, their son's name, anything. So for the fact that AEW is doing this, super kudos to them.
Yeah, I think it's really going to change that kid's life as much as it possibly can after dealing with that tragedy, you know? And it's just kind of cool to see them actually adopt that kid.
Yeah,
well, dealing with people who have hearts and people who don't, and it's not real hard to see the real from the fake.
I mean, I will give it to WWE. They do show some heart sometimes financially, like when Brian Pillman died on their watch. Brian Pillman Jr. said that after he died, his mom's new boyfriend got a brand new truck out of the deal. Because of course WWE gave them money for the kid's education, and she went, "Fuck that! My new boyfriend needs a new truck."
Out of the
So-
deal, he said.
What's that? I couldn't hear that.
I just said out of the deal.
Yeah.
We're really sorry about your dad's death. I got you a 2012 Range Rover.
No, it's essentially they gave him money for the kid's education, and his mom's a scumbag.
That
But yeah, WWE does sometimes throw money around to people who might have died or are hard on their luck. And I will give them this, that any past wrestler who falls into addiction, they will always offer to help. Like, even if you're on bad terms with the company or something, if you reach out and say, listen, I'm struggling with addiction, they will get you help. So I got to take my hat off to that. But
How do
let's
they help
try to
financially?
brighten the scene a little bit and brighten the mood. We have 6-man tag match action. Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid taking on Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers.
Big Lucha Bros, hump with it.
Oh.
This was solid match. Once again, Rey Fenix showing he's a star, but also showing that he is really going to just like overshoot and fly off the face of the earth one day. Kenny Omega gets the pinfall, pins Laredo Kid because fuck him, he's not really contracted to us. After the match, they beat down the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid until John Moxley shows up. They're coaxing him into the ring because it's going to be 3-on-1. And then he's flanked by the Young Bucks, who assist him in driving out Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. So this looks to be leading up to a upcoming 6-man tag. Interesting development. Also, every time they do a backstage segment with Don Callis, especially with like the Young Bucks, I'm always like intrigued because the way he talks seems so genuine, even though he's like shitting on them. It looks like he's actually getting under the skin, and I do love those promos.
When I look at Don Callis, I just see used car salesman.
right? That's exactly what I feel
And-
every time.
That's
thought
the
you were gonna
point,
say,
man. You're buying into it.
I thought you were gonna say use condom. I would've said that too. He definitely looks like a used condom. So.
And then next up, we have a vignette by Darby Allin and Sting.
Listen, Sting didn't say a word. I'll take it.
No,
Still got
hold on.
paid.
Now, hold on. So, AW's winning me over. Notice I haven't said any disparaging remarks. They're doing all the right things. I don't know when the last time we got a vignette in WWE. I think the last time we got one, it was Primo and Epico making their debut to Raw. They're doing the right things. You got the backstage, faction brawl with MJF and Jericho. You've got vignettes. You've got them doing stuff for Brody Lee's son. Putting on great matches with Christian, doing the impossible. Sting not talking, making him look good without even speaking. Keep it up, AEW. You winning me over.
So they do their grainy black and white snuff film vignette where they're talking shit about Matt Hardy and how, Matt Hardy's a sellout, how he's a chameleon, how he has a million different failed gimmicks, and now he's just hiding behind his money. They burn a effigy of him. Very artsy. You can definitely tell that this is Darby Allin's idea. It seems like they give him just his freedom to just shoot whatever the fuck he wants. And it's confusing as fuck. Sting's just there for the money. You could definitely tell. He's just like looking off in the distance, like, yep.
He's definitely looking over like, after I'm out of here, I'm going to the Waffle House.
I am waiting for when Darby turns into like more of like a happy face character, and you get his vignettes start with, "Hi, I'm Darby Allin, and this is Jackass."
No, we did that already with Steve-O. Remember that time when they're like, "Hey, we got a video from Darby Allin," and it's Steve-O going, "Hey, fucking Darby Allin's doing some dumb shit," and everyone just kind of stared at the video.
I'm Darby Allin. This is Bam Margera. Oh yeah, Bam.
I think it's time to go to the bakery, Drew.
Yes, it is. Because we got some cakes.
Oh, my girl.
Cake Conte.
We got a tag team match. By the way, I don't know if you stalk Ty Conti on Instagram. She knows she's got the cakes. That's what she's fucking doing.
We're about to right now.
Well,
Every single one of her pictures is her just like showing her backside, looking over her shoulder, like, yeah, you know what the fuck is up.
Can't hide those cakes, man. They just there.
As a distinguished viewer of AEW, I have noticed that her attire has gotten smaller and smaller as the appearances got more and more.
Hey,
So
that's
soon she's gonna be wearing the Billy Gunn thong.
that's been going out, boy. I mean,
You got to lead with your strengths, and she's doing it.
So we have tag team action. We have Ty Conti and Hikaru Shida taking on Nyla Rose and Allie with Vicky Guerrero and Matt Hardy.
That's a weird fucking add-on right there. I mean, I know why, but when you say those things together, like, what?
So once again, broke on the chaos with Hardy's family and the Dark Order getting involved back outside the ring. This led to the referee being distracted, which then allowed Allie to blast Conti with a kendo stick, put her away with her finisher, and got the pinfall victory. So Allie and Nyla Rose get the win. Very clumsy match. You can definitely tell they're just getting over the fact that they're doing this faction warfare between the two. And this tag team match was really just a casualty of it. However, I would like to see Ty Conti and Allie in a match between whose bathwater I'm gonna drink. I would definitely love to watch that match. Moving on. We have
No, not moving on. I think they're actually going to have a match next week, tomorrow. But I did like
I
that
better
they
get my
gave
shot.
Bunny the. Pretty sure Bunny got the finish on this one.
Yep.
And I think that's good because she's finally coming back to actually wrestle and not do nothing. And I think she's got some solid potential. Like Tay Conti potential, if you know what I mean. However, I watch her, none of the problem.
Yeah, she's definitely one to watch. Next up, we have our main event.
yo,
Arcade Anarchy. This fucking match. So when they first announced it, I wasn't sure if this was gonna be like what the fuck are we gonna be watching? Is this going to be Nick Arcade or something?
or the Nigerian drum match.
I mean, it might be. We don't know what that's gonna be. But it's Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy taking on Kip Sabian and Miro. In a match where we have a bunch of arcade games, and I say arcade games very loosely, around the arena. We have, I don't know, like pinball, like the carnival games that you normally play to win a prize.
All the classics,
A bunch
Drew.
of shit.
All the classics. Don't do that.
Don't talk shit about Mortal Kombat 2. It had a cabinet there.
Okay. Oh, you know who my favorite character in the character select of Mortal Kombat 2 was?
Yeah.
the blank piece of paper that says coins.
No, that wasn't Mortal Kombat. That shit was ridiculous.
I couldn't fucking believe that.
That being said, I guess run down how the match went, and then we'll talk about how we felt about it.
Okay, so first and foremost, another thing is AEW acquired the rights to Orange Cassidy's music on the Indies, which is "Where's My Mind" from the Pixies. Apparently, that's a big deal to him. So that was his music. Miro started off strong. They started on the upper hand. At one point, they broke out the Legos and started doing spots on the Legos. They went out to the area with all the games, quote unquote. Chris Statlander showed back up.
Hey.
And attacked. What's her face?
Penelope Ford.
Ford. Then later on in the match, Suze Van made appearance with Trent Beretta making his return. This allowed the babyfaces to get the win and the victory over Miro and God, I fucking forget his name every time.
Kip Sabian. Exactly.
It's one of the worst feuds of the year. We got a decent match.
So, couple things I want to run down real quick. First off, Chris Statlander. Again, I'm fine with you coming back by all means, because I want to see more of you. She came out of what seemed to be a claw-style game, busted open a plexiglass that smacked Penelope Ford right in the fucking face. Hard. And then she, pile drived her through what was it was supposed to be a
air hockey
table, but it was clearly just an air hockey table covering over a normal table. But that was fun. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this match, and when I first heard about it, I thought I was going to hate it because boy oh boy are we gimmicky. I'm a little disappointed no one's head went through a cabinet. You could have done this. I believe that this match was less about ending the feud and more about giving Miro some power. Because, yes, he lost. He didn't take the pin. But at one point in time, it was Orange, Trent, and Chuck all facing Miro, and he was still fighting them on like it was the fucking Justice League movie or something.
He looked like the Fiend out there. Like he was just an unbeatable force.
Yeah, and I think that this is going to
didn't look like the Fiend then, because the Fiend's been very beatable.
Damn.
Okay,
Damn.
Early, vintage Fiend.
Oh, before he had his first match?
When he, that one time he beat Finn Balor and made him retire for 2 years.
Worth just yanked that shovel right out of your hands, man.
But what did you guys think about this match?
I didn't catch this one.
I thought it was really entertaining. To your point, Drew, you kind of thought this is going to be kind of shitty. And then when they announced it was a main event, I'm like, oh no, this is going to be one of those letdown matches. But the setup and everything, I thought it was really entertaining.
Especially because this was probably the worst feud that they've done in a while. And it's something that needs to die sooner rather than later. And I would not hate it if this was their last showing.
How do they decide what's going to be their main events? Because I don't get how this main evented, but Shaq and Cody didn't.
Well, because Shaq needed to be home to watch Conan.
No, Shaq and Cody opening was a great idea because they wanted to start you off and get the people who wanted to come in and see Shaq and then have them go home.
They actually pre-announced that was going to be the opening match. To drive viewership.
They do a good job normally picking out their opening matches. They know how to start a show. Like this one in case was Christian versus Kazarian. That's solid opener right there.
But then the commentators spend the opening match really hyping up everything that you're going to be seeing later to make you stick around. Or in JR's case, he just talks nonsense.
Vague sexist comments the whole night.
Words of a true jabroni Hall of Fame.
I think what we're going to see the next Dynamite or two is that Miro is going to officially break up with Kip Sabian, and Kip Sabian is going to fade away into obscurity where he fucking belongs.
Miro's been getting a lot of on-screen action lately, hasn't he?
Yeah, and every time I've seen in the last 3 episodes of Dynamite, he's looked very strong. He's been working on his promos. He's just coming off as very fierce. So I think if they're going to give him a push, now's the time after this. Because like I said, it took 3 dudes. And Trent is no small guy. He is a big dude himself to take down Miro.
Also, every time he talks, he's letting it known that, yeah, I was your best man. I'm here for you. But my destiny is the AEW championship. Now, if you're going to get in my way of that destiny, we got a problem.
Yeah, he did mention that. I remember that a couple weeks ago.
Anyone, that we're going to have an issue.
Don't you guys think that it's too many mouths to feed with just one bowl? Or in this case, 2 bowls, the bowls being the championship?
No, because you have a lot of different options. Mind you, Jon Moxley's not going for the championship. Jon Moxley is kind of feuding with that group, but he can also take a back seat. You don't have too many guys in that because, I mean, yeah, Miro's talking about that's his destiny, but he can always have a feud with somebody who's an upper mid-card guy to get there.
Doesn't Moxley still have the clause? Well, I don't know if you're doing clauses, but doesn't he still have a quote-unquote feud with Omega?
Well, his rematch clause was that barbed wire explosion match.
Oh, let's not bring that up.
We try not to.
So then, who's the quote unquote number 1 contender then?
I mean, they're not really addressing that yet because they don't have a pay-per-view coming up. So it's really just like, hey, we have Moxley and Omega. Their groups are feuding. Moxley and the Young Bucks against Omega and the Good Brothers. That's a feud right now. You don't need to have somebody in that championship picture because you have the champion preoccupied. Once that's settled, then you can
rankings here.
I think what they're doing is they're giving the championship a little bit more time to air out a little bit, and I think it works out in their favor because they're probably also trying to genuinely think who's actually going to be in that run because it sure as hell better not be Christian Cage. If he's got to build up some wins or whatever, no, go away.
Well, he outworks everyone, don't forget.
Fuck off.
Well, I mean, AEW, to their credit, they let the championship breathe, but they also let the feud for a championship breathe.
Exactly.
So I don't know when they're looking to capitalize on the next feud or if they're going to announce a number 1 contenders match for the AEW championship, but I feel like it should be sooner than later.
So what they're doing with Miro especially is I feel like they're planting the seeds a lot like they've been doing with any of these other feuds and long-term storyline, anything with Kenny Omega, everything with Adam Page, like months and months and months of storyline. I think they see the potential in Miro and planting those seeds and seeing if it's going to sprout into something. And I think that really turns out to be some of the more organic storytelling that really leads to some good stuff.
Yeah.
So, looking at the men's rankings, the men's singles rankings for AEW as of March 31st, top 5, who do you think is in the top 5? I guarantee you won't guess all 5.
Would you put...
Well, I know Moxley's on there. Moxley's
too.
Yeah, okay.
MJF has to be on there.
MJF is not on there.
Wow.
Yeah, he hasn't had a really big singles run in a while. So
what are we talking about? Wins and losses?
Yeah, for singles. So tag team matches do not count.
I know, but he hasn't really lost these singles matches. How's he not on there?
Except that it's been a new year.
Oh, he hasn't had none this year. Okay.
Darby Allin's up there.
No. Oh well. Okay, so Darby Allin doesn't really count because he's considered a champion.
Wow.
So
Cody's on there?
What's that?
Is Cody on there?
Cody's number 5.
Of fucking course he is.
So you got Moxley is number 2, Cody is number 5.
I wouldn't put Jericho there.
Nope.
Would you put?
Is Miro on there?
Nope.
It's probably bums. They just get wins on Dark and they rack those up.
No, if that was the case, Miro would be on there. I think he's got a ton of wins on Dark, but
Pentagon?
No. So
Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix is definitely on there.
no, he's not because
God damn it.
QT Marshall.
QT March.
All right, Drew, just give me the list.
So number 5 is Cody. Number 4 is Pac.
Really?
Yeah, with 3-0.
He's less active than. Oh, all right.
Number
Yeah, every time.
number 3 is Jungle Boy.
Wow.
Yeah, he's the one that's always sleeping in there. You never see him coming, but he does a lot of singles matches.
Number 2 is John Moxley,
And they mean nothing because they ain't gonna push him yet.
and number 1 is Hangman Page.
Ah,
I was gonna say Hangman.
Now
that's right.
If you could get the name right.
Right.
They'll call him Adam. Is Adam in there?
I think it's Kenny Omega.
Adam Cole, Hangman, and then Kenny Omega. That's right.
How do you deal with this, by the way? Avi, how many pages and cages are in AEW now?
I think we counted 5.
Yeah, you got
Right.
Christian Cage,
Adam Page, Christian Page, Brian Cage,
Ethan Page,
What's
Nicholas
Christian Cage, Brian Cage. This bullshit.
Dallas Page count?
Not anymore.
so
Next week, special guest referee Nicholas Cage.
I tuned the fuck in on that one. Because you know
Cage.
not only is Nicolas Cage there as the special guest referee, but he's there to also promote after Dynamite, National Treasure.
And who's the manager on the blue corner? Page.
Oh. No wonder you get it wrong all the time, Mac. I give you credit.
All right, thanks, man.
So interesting thing with the women's side. So a lot of the men's stuff, like we've had, this is as of March 31st. So that's 13 weeks into the year. So number 1 contender is 4-0, which means he's had 4 singles matches in that 13-week period.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 contender for the women's has had 11 singles matches in 13 weeks.
Tells you who's
What's
really
that?
putting in that work.
Yeah. That is a staggering number.
You got to keep the cakes on TV.
Exactly. That's Ty Conti, 9-2.
She's the number 1 contender?
She is, because she has 9 fucking wins.
What's the rest of that list? I'm actually curious about that one.
Red Velvet is number 2 at 5-0.
I'm not curious anymore.
Ryo Mizunami is 6-1 at number 3. Britt Baker's 4th at 4-1. And Nyla Rose is 5th at 5-2.
See, that's kind of bullshit because they're counting that whole women's tournament match. Like Ryo Mizunami won, I guess, 4 matches in some fucking shithole in Japan that they counted as AEW matches, I guess.
And she's still like 4 matches behind Ty Conti.
It's because they know the cakes sell. Listen to this podcast. They know what's up.
That's what happens when you walk out of NXT. Is you get shots at the top of AEW.
Wait, Tay Conti was NXT?
She was in NXT and she felt that they weren't using her because she was never on TV. So she literally just walked out of a taping.
Oh God.
They're not gonna appreciate your cakes. You got to go where they are. You know? Can't let
So
cakes like
that is
go to waste.
AEW. The tag team is even worse, by the way, because the number one contenders I haven't seen on TV in fucking weeks.
Is it Jurassic Express?
They're number 2. Number 1 is actually Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels.
Oh, I was gonna say Bear Country, man.
I don't know. Bear Country's not even on it. Goddamn.
They'll get there soon.
No, they won't.
Looking like a mini earthquake and roadblock.
And you know what's worse? With that second Dark show,
Typhoon.
the numbers are going to be even more skewed.
Yeah, that Dark show's almost a solid hour and a half of just
Squash matches.
yeah. No,
Breakfast specials.
true. They're elevation matches. They're there to elevate the talent that is not normally seen.
So realistically, what you can use with that is just taking somebody that you want to have a contendership and just say, okay, you're going to win 6 straight squash matches. And hey, look at that. You're number 1 contender.
Yeah, and it's fucking 3 weeks because it's dark elevation, and then maybe a dynamite match. And oh, look at that! It works when you can manipulate it.
The opportune word in that is win.
Did you want to go on to WrestleMania now?
I have something to say before we go on to WrestleMania.
Right.
I'm glad that you all are here. This is interesting yet very apropos time for me to say this. WrestleMania, you know, it's the flagship pay-per-view for the WWE. Been watching this since I was a kid. I will be watching this with somebody who is also on this podcast with us. And they will be able to see me being very truthful while watching. Because I will not hold my opinions in. I will say this now before I say it to that person when I see them Saturday and Sunday. If WrestleMania is a shit show, I will be handing in my WWE employee badge and the exclusive rights to Turner every Wednesday.
I'm going to need a picture of you from Facebook so that I can make a Total Mac is elite picture.
I know the exact one.
It's going to be the one from Mardi Gras with you wearing the hat.
Nah, it's got to be that recent one where he looks slightly confused.
Somebody get me that picture. I'll make it.
Total Mac is elite.
Now,
before y'all all jump out the window, it has to be a shit show. So hold on. Just give it some time.
Now, Mac, I do believe you have said this in the past. I think you might actually have the record on No Pyro for threatening to leave your abusive relationship with WWE the most amount of times.
This time I mean it.
Now, are you gonna be
Terrence Carr.
Are you gonna be turning in before or after you fall asleep during the match?
Listen, I've already thought in my head I might have to drink a couple bangs, not eat nothing heavy, because I definitely will go to sleep. I'm not gonna do that this time.
It's happening this time, guaranteed. You told us you fall asleep on the fucking podcast one time, Mac.
I know, man. It's terrible.
All right. So, Mac, I want to throw out a hypothetical.
Yes, sir.
WrestleMania starts. Pyro goes off. Grand spectacle. Drew McIntyre comes out with his wobbly sword. Bobby Lashley comes out with MVP. Big fanfare. He gets in the ring. Referee holds up the belt. Championship match underway. Start off WrestleMania. Claymore. 1, 2, 3. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get my eyes to the left side of the screen so I can see if someone's coming out. Because why would you do that?
Claymore, 1, 2, 3. Match is over. Music starts playing. Crowd goes mild.
I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm pouring one out for fucking Bobby Lashley.
Side down W, the crowd goes mild. not wild, but mild. I am literally like the guy who goes to the casino, makes a bet, and sees that the team that he bet on is down 14 points early. That's it. We're still in this. A lot of game left.
You suggesting Bobby's going to get squashed?
He said it was hypothetical.
I said it's hypothetical, but if it happens, I want to know what he's doing. I want to know. I want to know at what point can we announce that Total Mac is all elite.
I think there will be a squash on the card, though. I'll tell you when we get there.
Before we get to the card, how you win over Total Mac AEW? Again, you can't do anything personally. The WWE has to mess this up. What you have to do is give me corny finishes. You give me corny promos, and you make some decisions that you shouldn't be making as far as crowning new champions.
And a whole bunch of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, listen, if you give me way too much Hulk Hogan, I don't care if CM Punk comes back. I'm gone.
Joke's on you. Any amount of Hulk Hogan is too much Hulk Hogan.
I want to do an over-under. I want to do how many times can Hulk Hogan call Titus O'Neil brother before he stops fake smiling.
Yeah. That's good. That is good. Okay, who's keeping official count? Because I want to work this into our in-person round at Rockburger.
So I guess the question, did they announce if they're going to be like co-hosting, or are they splitting days? Or are they going to... I don't know how
co-hosts.
Yeah. They're staying together for the kids.
What kids?
All the Hulkamaniacs.
The ones saying their prayers and taking their vitamins.
Exactly.
Fucking A. Let's get to this card.
Let's get to the card. While I look for the card, because I'll pull it up. Drew, how do you set the over and under for that? Because I don't even know how you would try to yield the number.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna say 7.
Oh, I'm going higher.
Okay, so 7 is the over-under. So you're gonna say over?
Yeah, we're probably talking like 12, 13. Yeah. For two nights?
Not how many times he says it, but at what point does Titus no longer gain the ability to fake smile and is now just like...
Oh, you're saying on the 7th one.
What kills, man?
No, it'll be over that because Vince is watching.
Like, and then like at 14, he's like, "Man, I'm not your fucking brother."
Well, yeah, because day 2 it'll be oh God, what the hell is his name? Oh, what's Jennifer Hudson's boyfriend name? It'll be David Otunga and Hulk Hogan. So he'll be fed up with the bullshit. Titus is under the ring. Oh God. Not that one, man. Come on, man.
Like we start off, and he's like, "We got a great match to start off: Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. Bobby Lashley, only the second guy of that type of guy to be the WWE champion." And you just see Titus just like look at him like, "This motherfucker." Just say that.
Jade Cargill. Oh my lord.
Someone finally got to the group message there, huh?
There are a couple pictures I'm just like, but
You love to be that railing, huh?
I love to be that romper, that everything.
So
I believe Jade Cargill was the one thing that we all agreed on unanimously for the first time in No Pyro history.
Follow. Who is this with her? Who the hell is this?
who's what?
Lorena's World? Who the hell is this?
I don't know, but let's get to this card.
I mean, I'm trying to get to something else. Y'all done did this. I didn't do this.
I did that 2 hours ago.
All right, WrestleMania 37. Let's go ahead and get to it. While I get to that, y'all find out who the hell that is, please. Oh, you know? All right, so we'll do night 1 first, April 10th, Saturday, and then we'll get to night 2 a little later. All right, we'll do a roundtable style. I'll go and get everyone's prediction. We'll skip the time limit. Just give me the finish. How it ends, in your opinion. We'll start with what Swervy says will open up the show. Bobby Lashley with MVP versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. I will start with Avi. Avi, give us your winner. Give us how it happens. And if there will be any post-match fisticuffs or mid-match.
Okay. I'm not saying it's a squash. I'm thinking this goes back to Drew. I think this is going to be, there's no swerve, but I think I'm going to stick with my story. MVP is going to team up with Bobby because Cedric and Shelton are going to cause some shit to make him lose the title, and we're going to lead to tag matches.
Okay, Drew?
I'm going to stick with my match starts, Claymore, match ends. It's going to lead to Bobby feuding with Cedric and Shelton because they needed him all along. Or he needed them all along.
Gotcha. Well, Jeff?
I'm actually going to say Bobby Lashley wins this one because I believe that McMahon thinks that McIntyre failed as a champion, even though he won the championship last year, WrestleMania, to no crowd. So I think he did whatever he could. But I think they're going to keep it on Bobby Lashley this time.
All right. I'll say mine. Then I'll let you go, Swerve, because I know this is your baby right here.
Well, you already know our results, so you can just skip me. I said it earlier.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead and say it.
No, go ahead. You already, I said it earlier. You can go ahead.
No, we want to hear it now. Go ahead.
It's all the rules. Her business comes back to help Bobby Lashley retain.
Now,
if they open.
Okay. Amongst everybody, Swervy's the only one who gave me how it'll end. How do you guys think Lashley will lose or how Drew will get the championship again? Like, it'll be a Claymore for Drew, obviously, but how do you see Bobby beating McIntyre? Jeff?
I think it's just a standard, long match. I don't think any funny business happens.
You think he's gonna tap?
No, I think he's just gonna pin him.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see McIntyre tapping. That's why I asked.
Yeah. Maybe it's that small package, the most devastating move.
I'll side with Swerve on this one. They couldn't pick a worse time to make these guys break up if it's truly real. I don't think it is, so I'm gonna go Lashley wins, thanks to the help with MVP, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, and they'll beat Drew McIntyre. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I got a different question here since this is the opening match of the first Mania since we can have fans back in it. What do you guys think is going to be what are the entrances going to be like? Are these going to be over the top? Are they going to be wild?
Well, I know that what's her face is getting a custom entrance. Rhea Ripley, someone's performing her entrance. I know that. I don't know about. I mean, you want to open up with something crazy. I don't know what they'll do for the very first entrance.
Is Rhea Ripley getting Limp Bizkit?
No, I forgot the name.
She's getting like Nita Strauss or something.
Yeah,
but I wonder if
it is Lashley, Abby, if it is Lashley, they're gonna give that man a stacked out card. You're gonna see him come out real presidential if he's the first entrant.
There's only one entrance I want to see, and that's Pimpin' Knees in mine.
Did they remove that on Peacock too?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was
Oh, you
removed
know what? They
before
actually might
Peacock.
bring it back. They don't have that WrestleMania up yet, but now that it's on Peacock and so is Law and Order SVU, we might be able to get it back.
Man, the stars really aligned for that one, huh?
Absolutely.
Anyone else have any thoughts on the entrance? No? Yes?
No, just a lot of CGI.
Yeah, it's gonna be bullshit CGI because it's been like that for 5 years. It's gonna be a big dumb dog when Roman Reigns comes out.
All right. And of course, the train that's at Drew's house for Braun Strowman. Speaking of Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon is still a cage match. I'll start it off. It won't be spot fest, but we're gonna get a Shane spot, and you all are gonna love it, even though you say you hate it. Braun Strowman will win though against Shane, because Shane doesn't care about winning; he just cares about putting smiles on the people's faces.
Yeah, Shane's jumping off that motherfucker, and he's gonna miss, and Braun's gonna get the win, and there will be no less than 2 choo-choo noises.
Hell, I was going to say Braun's going to come out on an actual train.
Yeah, probably. Abby, who you got for this one?
I'm saying Braun's going to win this one. Shane's going to take some dumb bumps in this.
Yeah, Swerve.
I'm going Shane because it's a cage match.
Oh, okay. Oop.
Man, if Shane wins this one, what a fucking burial. I think Braun's going to win it, and I'm hoping that Shane takes that bump that he needs to realize that he needs to fucking stop. I don't want him to get hurt. I just want him to get to that point where he goes, you know what? I think I'm good.
All right. Well, we've reached the point in the show where we are going to predict the match that no one cares about. So just give me a winner and we'll move on. Lana and Naomi versus Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose versus the Riot Squad versus Natty and Tamina. Again, tag team turmoil. Winners receive the championship match on night 2. I'll start it off again. Lana and Naomi versus Dana Brooke and Mandy versus the Riot Squad versus Natty and Tamina. I'm going with Natty and Tamina just because Natty had a bitch fest and Paul Heyman had to stick a bottle in her eye. Get her straight. Swerve?
I'm gonna go. Damn it, I forgot who you said.
Natty, Tamina, Riot Squad, Dana Brooke, and Mandy.
Dana Brooke and Mandy. That's what I'm going with.
All right, your girl Dana. Drew?
You have to throw that in there.
I'll take Riot Squad just because.
Okay.
Well, he really could care less.
I don't think any of us could care less. Natty and Tamina, like you said, I think they're just, okay, here's your WrestleMania moment. Now go lose tomorrow.
Abby?
Mandy and
Mandy? Drew really didn't care. He just took like the yellow Starburst because no one else picked it though.
All right. More tag team action. Raw Tag Team Championships are on the line. The New Day taking on AJ Styles and Omos. And this is a match that I almost don't care about, but here we are.
Almost promos, baby. Let's go.
Jeff, open us up. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the New Day here, and I think that's all I need to talk about.
Okay, Swervy.
AJ and Omos.
Wow.
Abby.
You guys are shitting on this. I'm looking forward to this match.
Okay, well, why are you looking forward to this one?
I am so intrigued by Omos. I am beyond intrigued by this guy.
He fucking took the carrot.
We don't know what he's going to do. We don't have a clue. And his appearances, I have found them to be hysterical and intimidating, and I like it. I would like to see AJ and him win it, but he's so green. I can't. Like, New Day has to win this, and then Omos is gonna at some point have like his breakup with AJ. and go on a massive. And he's going to go on a massive singles run to the U.S. title.
Massive,
Kevin Nash.
massive singles run to the yes, I will remember this when I'm talking to my grandchildren. Do you know where you were when Omos started his run?
A massive run, by the way.
I'm going to keep that one. I'm holding on to that one.
I'm going to say AJ and the Raw Underground Hall of Famer almost get the win here.
I'm gonna go New Day. I think I want to call you your real name, so bad. To Abby's chagrin, almost will cause the loss to AJ and himself. You'll get a nice little spot from Kofi with Omos because he's so large, and then you'll get the breakup match between AJ and Omos, and that'll be the end of that. So,
Wait, you think he's ready for that?
I definitely do.
Wow.
Because
there's some crazy predictions going on today.
AJ will come out and call him like a big goop or something like that, and then he'll get frustrated. And
but that's too soon for AJ versus Omos, dude. He's nowhere near ready for that. You just said he was green. How you gonna push him right to AJ Styles?
It's part of his U.S. title run.
Listen, everyone had to get their big start against somebody real good. Did you think John Cena would beat Kurt Angle when he did? No. Oh my God, I got tagged.
Yeah, John Cena could work.
Yeah, we don't. Again, Abby said we don't know what Omos could do, so don't hold our hope just yet. I got tag team fever here, y'all. So let's keep it here. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest taking on Miz.
Wait. Is this still night one, or are you just mixing them up? Oh my goodness! 3 tag matches in night one. I'm going to sleep.
I'll start it off. Bad Bunny and Priest will get the win. They'll probably end up pinning Morrison. I don't want them seeing pinning my boy Miz because Miz the best, man. You're way better.
I thought you were done with him after his furry episode.
We talked. We all right, but he knows. Again, you asked me what can WWE do to make me want to go to the other team. If he takes the pin, this is like on my damage meter. I'm up to like a yellow right now, so don't do that. I'm Jeff. Bad Bunny and Priest or Miz and Morrison?
I don't think you bring Bad Bunny on here to lose at WrestleMania. Plus, I think Damian Priest is getting some decent push from this because that guy's actually pretty big and pretty strong.
Damian Priest gonna get pushed right out of the picture as soon as this is over.
Shut up. John Morrison is 100% there to take the pin, but like you said, if the Miz takes the pin, it's time to play those bagpipes, man. It's over.
Yeah, man.
Bad Bunny, Damian Priest for the win.
All right, let's go to Swerve.
Yeah, man, the Bunny gets the win.
All right. No Trill.
Yeah, you don't bring a celebrity on to have them take an L. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest get the win, and I will say Miz is going to take the pin just because they've been circulating this as Bad Bunny and the Miz. So Bunny's going to get the pin on Miz.
All right, round this out, Abby.
I think, Bad Bunny and Priest win, but I'm wondering if we're still going to get a Bad Bunny singles match at the next show. If they just turn this to a tag match, maybe they're going to feel this out. Maybe Bad Bunny carries this into a singles bout against The Miz at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, right, between him and Omos, right?
Maybe he goes for the championship after this.
I'm not there yet.
Do you guys think that Bad Bunny is going to come back? Is he living out his childhood dream, maybe?
I hope
he
not.
seems to be into it.
Well, they let Andrade go, so they need to bring in the Latinos somehow.
Oh, my God.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Did you see on Raw where they threw dicks on his $3 million, I forgot what kind of car that was.
Bugatti.
The Bugatti, they didn't draw dicks, but they were doing the hey, hey, ho, ho. They wrote that on there with paint.
Yeah, I was screaming at them.
Nothing better than the Miz, doing some 8th grade bullshit.
What were you saying, Av?
I was screaming at them for desecrating that car.
Well, my wife goes, that's fake paint, and then walks out the room.
It was already dripping off when they came back from commercial break.
Yeah.
She apparently haven't seen the days where they used to put cement in the cars.
I was telling her that, and the fucking windows would bust out. Or like when Vince got the limo when it blew up. I don't know how he's still here to this day, but hey. Let's give some love to the women. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Here's one. If we want to spend some time on, we can. I'm going to open the floor to No Chill Drew. Drew, give us the winner.
I'm going to say this is going to be very controversial, but I'm going to give it to Sasha Banks.
What makes it so controversial?
Because I think that something's going to happen where there will be interference, and this is going to lead to this continuing on. But just the fact that everyone's been talking about how it's Bianca Belair, it's her time. I think that they are going to swerve us and have this continue on with Sasha, and then she'll come back maybe at SummerSlam for another shot.
Well, who's interfering?
Carmella?
Probably Bayley. I wouldn't even doubt if Bayley does. That or Nia Jax.
No.
Why Nia Jax?
Because that's all that's been happening on SmackDown is Nia Jax getting involved with this.
She is the one that beat both
one
champions.
dude that she's with, Reginald. They've been constantly meddling, so I wouldn't be a bit surprised if she kind of got involved to see if she can get maybe a spot in the next pay-per-view.
All right. Abby?
I'm assuming this is an obvious going to be one of the best matches of both nights match. Without even naming the. Yeah, I think Sasha Banks is going to retain on this one. I don't think Bianca's quite the person they're going to move it to just yet, but this has got one of the makings of one of those, like, Sasha wins it at the pay-per-view, and then they have to have a pointless rematch on Raw or on SmackDown the following show.
Yeah, I'll jump in here. I'll say Sasha Banks retains. I say match of the night. I say possibly match of the entire WrestleMania weekend. She'll end up getting the win, possibly making her tap, and then you'll get the patented handshake and the arm raise at the end. But I think it's over. There's anything else after this. But I could be wrong. Swerve?
I'll go Bianca winning because this closes out night one, and they want to send the fans home happy. And also,
you don't have to send the fans home happy because you still have night two.
This is night one we're talking about.
Yeah, but you still have night two to send them home happy. So you don't have to send them home happy on night one.
Well, if you're going to use that logic, we could talk about people going pissed off home at Raw, 1 versus Raw 1000.
Jeff.
I think it's actually going to go to Bianca Belair. I think the biggest reason is I feel like Sasha has kind of gotten to that point where she really kind of already beat everyone or faced everyone or gotten that she's feeling very almost Charlotte level of I've already done all this. So I think they kind of want to give it to someone else and want to give someone a real good shot. And like I said, like Swerve said, I think if they cap off the night with this, it would be that, that big WrestleMania. Oh God, I'm fucking saying it. You know what I'm saying, but I think it's going to go to Bianca.
Point to the sign with the pyro.
Yep, point with the sign of pyro. Tears, confetti.
Yeah, Sasha can't do it. She's a heel. She can't cry after the win.
Yeah, you definitely need that for night one. And just looking at the card, yeah. Or Drew. Drew's a contender for pointing at the WrestleMania sign night one. I would say your top three would be Drew, Bianca, and Bad Bunny.
And Braun Strowman.
Yeah, no way. Another contender. Last match of night one. Here we have the preview. Who could point at the sign? Cesaro. He's taking on Seth Rollins. I noticed they put that stupid ass Men's Warehouse suit back on him. Still not going to change the fact that he's going to get his ass kicked, and Seth Rollins will beat him. I think it'll be a good match, though. I think it will be the second best match of the night. I know these two can put on a great match. That's what I want from this. So I'm saying Seth gets the win and a pinfall over Cesaro. No chill, Drew?
I'm going to say Cesaro wins just because of the fact that you can't have Seth Rollins just bury the fuck out of this guy on social media and everything and then turn around and beat him. Like, if you do that, you might as well just kill Cesaro off right now.
George?
This is a really tough one because it's hard for me to care. I mean, there's nothing at stake, so I don't really care about this match at all. But both arguments for either person winning are good. So I'm literally on the fence. I'm just going to pick a side to fall, and I'm going to choose Cesaro just because he's never even been here in this position. So maybe they will make good with it.
All right. Love Jeff?
Like Swerve, it's hard to really care about this. I do believe, like I said earlier, I think it's going to be a really good match that I won't care about after it's done. I think they're going to give it to Cesaro, and I believe that Vince McMahon will say, "See, I did it. I gave you your time. Now get back below where you belong."
All right, Abby. Finish out.
Yep, same thing. I'm thinking Cesaro is going to win this just so they can sort of advertise that he won at Mania, but he's going back to catering soon afterwards.
Craft Services. All right, so 6 matches on night one. We previewed them, or 7 matches rather. Not to make things less confusing, but let's start night 2 off with the Women's Tag Team Championship. Remember your winner, if you could, during the preview. I said Natty and Tamina. They'll take on Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I think Nia and Shayna will retain, and it'll be a submission by Shayna. Swerve?
I had chose Mandy and Dana. And I think that they're doing this more so for Dana than Mandy. So I'm going to also choose Mandy and Dana here. Go all the way to the top. So they can give Nia Jax the freedom to pursue the championships again.
Okay. Abby?
I chose Dana and Mandy as well. I'm saying they're not going to win at the championship match. I think they're just going to keep going with the Nia and Shayna line because they are bored to death trying to find new storylines for this tag championship.
What the hell was that?
DMX.
Poor timing, Abby.
Too soon?
Pour one out for the best and most infamous busboy that IOP ever saw.
No, true.
So I said Riot Squad would win the first match because, and so for my 2 for guess, I will say the champions retain, and then I will say that Ruby Riot is the one who's injured legitimately by Nia Jax.
You motherfucker, man. You love it. Um, Uop Jeff.
I picked Natty and Tamina to win just so they could lose tonight, for sure. Go be sacrificed to the goddess that is Nia Jax. I'm kidding. The monster that is Nia Jax. And that's it. Go get fed.
Yeah, I go leave my girl Nia alone, man.
No, she needs to start leaving the locker room alone.
Whatever. So okay, I wanted to get that match out the way because who gives a fuck? But night 2 has a lot of good matches on here. Before we preview the card, we know who's ending it. Who opens night 2, do you think? Let's go with that match.
Opening, I would say probably Riddle and Sheamus.
Okay. Since you were the first one to speak up, let's go ahead with that one.
I would say Sheamus gets the win just because of the fact that Riddle fucked up his lines. I think that they're just like, yeah, we're over that. So Sheamus is going to get the win and get the United States Championship, aka the Kiss of Death.
I know a while ago, or last week maybe, I said Sheamus is going to join the Hurt Business. A bit lofty of a prediction of mine, but guess what? I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to say Sheamus comes out, helps night 1. He's there to protect Drew, but then ends up, bro kicking him and having the Hurt Business and Bobby retain. Night 2, McIntyre gets redemption and causes Sheamus to lose the U.S. Championship against Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle will get the victory. Thanks to McIntyre, they will get a McIntyre and Sheamus feud that's worthy of Backlash or whatever pay-per-view is after Mania. Is Uop still with us?
So you're not tired of seeing Sheamus and McIntyre, huh? You want to see it 3 more times?
I don't. As long as I get the bigger picture, I don't care what's on the small screen.
What is the bigger picture here?
The bigger picture is that we actually get a faction between who's the Owen Hart to this Hurt Business, like how he was with Nation of Domination.
Oh, God.
Just saying, man.
Who's next?
Second act. Uop is Uop still with us?
I'm here.
Okay. Uop.
Yeah, I'm about to move locations in just a second, but I think they're going to give Sheamus the win here. Redemption for going against Drew McIntyre and losing, but still, I think they got to give him something because he hasn't gotten anything in a little while.
Gotcha. Swerve?
Matt Riddle will retain due to interference via Corbin.
Abby?
I'm just going to go with Sheamus. I just don't get the Riddle character, and I think Sheamus will take it.
Yeah, if Matt Riddle, if this is like a promotion on the West Coast, and like San Bernardino or somewhere, he'd be super over. But it's not. And I don't think a lot of people care for the Riddle character, but I mean, he's a real good.
He's got birdies instead of flip-flops now, so I don't know.
Oh, God. He probably got complaints about it. That's why he's wearing those. All right, let's go to No Children News' favorite match, the Nigerian drum fight. Apollo Crews challenging for Big E's Intercontinental Championship. Avi, let's start with you. Big E or Apollo Crews?
Well, I'm first going to start with Apollo Crews might have the most ridiculous entrance of both nights. It's going to be an over-the-top, ridiculous entrance with, I'm sure, lots of like actors and stuff involved.
Having Apollo Crews, right?
Yeah, Apollo Crews.
Oh, okay.
Having said that, Big E's retaining on this one.
Okay, I too will agree with Abby and say Big E retains. I like to see Big E get a new move too. Maybe like a Steiner recliner. That would be nice to see that on him. Make him tap and really put a bow on this. But that's my prediction. Um, Ooh, up, Jeff. He's probably moved at this point.
I'll go instead of him.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to say Big E retains just because. I mean, honestly, Vince is just probably burned at the fact that Apollo Crews stole money from him and didn't share his wealth years ago. I'm gonna make that joke. I'm gonna make that joke until he changes his gimmick. I'm gonna make it every fucking week. I don't care.
Ooh, up, Jeff. Apollo Crews or Big E?
Big E. It's a shame though because I really want to see Big E make his way to the top, and he can't do that with that championship.
Yep, sure can't. Swerve.
Well, that's an interesting thought, but also thought it was weird that they have both mid-card belts on one night. I am going to go with Big E here. I think that the Apollo Crews gimmick probably ends tonight as well. That night as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say our first unanimous outcome here over Apollo Crews.
Well, yeah, that's because it's Apollo Crews.
Well, yeah.
But Jeff brings up an interesting point about him chasing after the belt. He can't do it if he has that sort of. But I don't think they're going to do it just yet. So that's why I'm going to pick Big E to retain.
It sucks because I want to see him go up, but like the only way to do that is to start by losing. Which, if you lose to Apollo Crews, you're done.
I don't think his serious promos are ready yet.
You think that Big E needs a character change before he gets a singles push?
He needs a what? I can't hear you over the bag of chips that's in my ear.
Do you think that Big E needs a character change, a gimmick change before he makes a singles run?
I mean, I think he's doing that transition now. It's just happening slowly.
We're getting new music at Mania. We already got new music, didn't we?
I really don't. I can't remember if he has new music. But at least his promos have changed. They're not all happy and everything. So that's what I'm talking about. I don't know if he's going to do a full 180 before he gets chases the championship. But a couple other things need to change. So he needs to just hold on to it for a little bit, do a little bit more development, and then someone else can take it.
Gotcha. All right, moving on. Asuka taking on Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. Remember, Rhea was because Charlotte got that Rona. No Chill Drew. Yeah.
I am going to say. So, Rhea Ripley has the musical number coming into this.
Mm-hmm.
And what I have noticed about like with Triple H and stuff is anytime that you have a musical guest playing you in, you don't win. So I'm going to say Asuka takes his win.
Abby?
I was going to say the other. We forgot the other reason is that false positive pregnancy is also keeping her out of this too. I think this is just an unfortunate timing thing. It's to me, it's Asuka's going to win. It's just that Rhea's sort of a stand-in, and this is just a temporary match to hold us over.
Gotcha. Who up, Jeff? Okay, Uwap must not be with us. Swerve?
I feel like this is going to be a squash, and Rhea is going to squash Asuka.
Whoa, really? Okay.
Just looking at the way they've been treating her all the way to the lead up. And Asuka's had this belt for a very long time. Way longer than I thought.
So you think that this is an opportunity grab?
They squandered Rhea's first appearance or whatever on the main show, sort of. And they buried her a bit with Charlotte, so I think they're going to try to reignite the flame by having her squash Asuka.
Okay, I got you. I think Asuka will retain. I think what the WWE likes to do, which is stupid, but they like to make what would seem to be an obvious switch in the champions. They don't do it on Mania; they do it the night after. I think Asuka loses the belt on Raw. She doesn't lose it at Mania. She'll beat Ripley, lose it the next night. I guess Uwap is not here with us. That's okay. We'll move on. Kevin Owens taking on Sami Zayn with Logan Paul. I'll start this one off. You talked about Cesaro and Sheamus. This is that for me.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay, you're back?
I'm back.
Okay, before I get to that match, Asuka and Ripley, who do you have?
I'm going with Asuka. I don't think they're giving it to Ripley yet.
Okay, all right. So we were previewing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I opened it. I'm going to say I can't see where Kevin Owens loses just because of who he is. I think he beat Sami. Logan gets involved. I think he's going to punch Sami and get involved that way. So I'm going to go with Kevin Owens gets the victory. Who do you got?
Let's see. It's Logan Paul and Sami Zayn's corner?
It says with.
Special enforcer. I don't know.
Well, he could be that. He could be a referee. He could be on commentary. I have no idea what the hell he's doing.
I think Sami's going to win this one, probably for some shenanigans, but it's going to start at least giving him a little bit more push that he needs to get.
Okay. No Chill Drew?
I'm going to say Sami just because they've been pushing this whole Sami storyline for a long time. I really can't see them just having him lose to Kevin Owens. I predict that they have Sami win, and then you realize that he was right all along. Like, he proves that there was a conspiracy against him or something.
Okay. Abby?
Well, damn, Drew just took my prediction hook, line, and sinker. Like, everything about it. I have the same exact prediction.
Okay. Swerve?
So at least with the Seth Rollins and Cesaro match, I could see somebody being elevated if they win. But with this one, it does nothing for either their rankings, whoever wins or loses. This is very meaningless, but I'm just going to go Kevin Owens for the hell of it.
All right. Majority says Sami, though. I'm surprised.
I mean, he needs to win, but again, what is it going to do for him?
Yeah, nothing really. All right, we got 2 matches left. Let's go with The Fiend with Elective Blizzard against Randy Orton. Now, of all the stipulations and of all the matches to choose to put a stipulation on, they don't do anything with this. This is just a regular, straight-up singles match.
Well, this is, Super Shredder Fiend, so I think the build is just going to collapse on him and it won't be a match.
Yes. So that's no contact.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Okay. All right, Swerve, give us your prediction.
Let's see. Who needs to go on break? Randy needs to go on break, perhaps. I'll give this one to the Fiend.
Okay. One word answer. Next step championship?
No.
Okay.
Well, I can't answer that question until I know who wins the last one. I'll put it like that.
Okay. No Chill Drew?
This is the Fiend and Randy Orton we're talking about, correct?
Yes, sir.
Listen to that excitement.
I'm going to say the Fiend just because, if he comes back and loses, what are we doing?
Yeah, it would be a non-WWE thing to think like that, right?
Yeah.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Swerve. If Fiend wins, next step WWE Championship. Yes, no.
I'm sorry, what was that?
If the Fiend wins, is the next step for him WWE
No.
Championship?
No, absolutely not.
No, okay.
I think that I'm done with that gimmick competing in the main event, and I think that hopefully they learn their lesson that putting that gimmick in a championship match opportunity is really just pigeonholing him. Like, if his gimmick is, hey, he's superior, he's super strong, he, can't be beat, putting him in a championship match in the main event is terrible. Doesn't work.
Okay. I feel you. Up, Jeff?
Can you hear me?
Yep. Who you got?
Yeah, I think I had the wrong mic on the whole fucking time again.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm. I think this is going to go to the Fiend. You don't bring him back and do all that extra stuff to his costume. Also, Randy's had enough time to be on TV. I think he needs to go back a little bit. Your question, does the Fiend go for the championship? I don't think so if he wins this, because I believe that he needs a couple more terrifying matches, bullshit like that to really build it up. And if they do put him in the championship run, I think they had that chance to finally do the right thing and treat his mask as if it is powerful and take that mask off to lose the power, if anything. It's the only way you can really play this guy without it being fucking stupid. Oh, wait, too late.
Abby?
This is probably one of those, like, we all sighed when we got brought up this match because you wanted it to be something better than it's going to be. I think at this point, the Fiend can't lose this match. He has to win it just because his character is so built up at this point. On the flip side, I'm going to throw a wrench in this. I think at this point, being WrestleMania, I think we're going to get Randy convincing Alexa, or like turning her to realize she's not evil and she's going to go back to being Alexa again, which is going to inevitably cause the Fiend to win the match.
Interesting. I can see that too.
Maybe Randy Orton's wife comes in and beats shit out of her after what she did.
Smacks her across the face a few times.
One thing I can say about that is I don't know if Randy is a character to convince anyone, but it's very possible because Alexa's shit's getting dried up and time to move on. Well, no, you can't pause that. But whatever she's doing, it's coming to a lonely road, and I can hear you 1,000%. I'm agreeing with you guys. I'm going Fiend. Again, this may be the closest to a no contest that we get, where it would just be a bludgeoning. I don't know if we're going to get, kickouts and pinfalls and stuff like that, especially in a non-DQ setting. This is weird. But yeah, I'm going to go Fiend to get the victory over Orton. And last but not least.
Hey, before you go to the last match,
yeah,
where the hell is Scott Norton during his NWO Hall of Fame speech?
Who is out there now?
You know, the usual suspects. Hogan, Nash, Hall, 6.
Where the fuck's Virgil?
I mean, you specifically wanted all the jobbers of the NWO in here too?
Whoa, hey, whoa.
Buff stuff, Bagwell, people that made it pop.
I know Bagwell's picking up a third shift at Dollar Tree, but He could call off the night and get his ring.
Now, NWO's in the Hall of Fame. Important question coming. Do the extensions that had nothing to do with them get in as well? Like LWO,
No.
GWO.
NWO Japan.
Oh, remember when the Great Muta turned bad? He was black and white instead of the green.
Yeah.
I was a Muta fan for 2 days.
2 days.
Hey, man. Better watch or being a fan of Sean O'Hare.
You watch your mouth. He had a great swanton.
Yeah, that was about it.
Listen, all you had to do was join the NWO and you was instantly lit.
You get all the buns, right?
You saw Roll Wild.
Yeah.
I have 4 words for you. Horace motherfucking Hogan.
Listen, you tell a roadie somewhere in Bismarck, what is that, South Dakota? Whatever Dakota it's in. Hey, you know what the NWO, right? Easy buns. I don't make up the rules, man. I just adhere to what's been said.
You join the NWO, you get more ass than a toilet seat. That's the rules.
Oh, yeah.
That's why so many people joined.
Maybe not in these days. Because people go, what's that? But, yeah, back in the 90s, oh, man. If you had an NWO shirt on with a little muscle, you were getting something. I don't care if you power wash windows for buildings. You would definitely get involved.
Do you ever notice there's mainly like scrawny white dudes who wore NWO shirts?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
Not that I'm looking.
What do we got next? Because we're like pushing 4 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Another fantastic chapter.
Last but not least, and thank God it's over. Triple threat match: Roman Reigns, Edge, and Daniel Bryan for the WWE Universal Championship. I'll spark it off. No one's saying this. It is so obvious to me. Roman Reigns will retain, and he will pin Daniel Bryan. There is no way in hell Roman Reigns loses this match. No way. Let's go to I'm Jeff.
You said that no one's saying that, but I'm saying that.
Oh.
Roman Reigns is definitely walking out of here with the belt again. I think they've understood that they got something really good with him. And I actually think he's going to pin Edge. So Edge can finally fade away into obscurity, hopefully. And then Daniel Bryan can spend the next 6 months bitching about it.
Okay. Love that finish. No Chill Drew.
Let me say something so brave yet so controversial. I'm going to say Edge wins this. He's going to pin Daniel Bryan. And then what we're going to get is we're going to get Edge sitting at home or doing promos until SummerSlam while Roman takes out his frustrations on Daniel Bryan for costing him his belt. This is going to lead to Roman versus Edge singles match at SummerSlam.
So he's gonna hit him with the Brock Lesnar and disappear for many months.
That AEW build, huh?
That long build, long as train smoke. Right, Drew?
Yeah, I mean, this will give you time to do the Money in the Bank, which is the next pay-per-view, and then Roman is going to be taking out his frustrations for the next few months on Daniel Bryan. So we get that, and then he's going to be doing the chase on Edge.
Okay. Abby?
So I'm kind of into that. You got a good thing going on with Reigns right now. So I think he's going to retain. I do think he's going to pin Edge. in the case that like Brian sort of costs Edge his chance to win the match, but in turn causes Edge to eat the pin from Roman, which will then lead to an Edge Brian feud, and Roman Reigns is going to move on to something else.
Before I go over to UAP, does anybody think this is Edge's retirement match, where Brian is out the ring, you get a spear from Roman to Edge, and then he gets the pin, and then all of a sudden Edge breaks character and starts crying?
I think it could be Dan Bryan's go away for a while match, to be honest with you.
Edge leaves his coat and hat at the center of the ring.
Oh, God.
Only to come back next year.
Speaking of which, do you guys think that we're seeing Undertaker at all this year?
No. Maybe at the Hall of Fame.
Somebody in the
cameo.
Somebody in the stands dressed as the Undertaker.
Still one from Australia. How they do? Jeff.
I already told you, Roman Reigns. I went after you.
You did. Swerve, finish this out.
Roman Reigns pins Daniel Bryan and faces Edge 1-on-1 at a B tier pay-per-view.
Wow, okay. All right, that is everybody. Everyone says Roman except for No Chill, who went with Edge. Okay. All right, that was WrestleMania 37, everybody.
I will say that you had said a couple weeks ago, hey, Fastlane, don't give me the whole card that you're going to get for WrestleMania. And there's only like one rematch on here. Some of them are continuing storylines, but not bad at all, things considered.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I'm glad they don't give me redundant matches because they shouldn't.
They do.
I'm really hoping for the WWE to prove me wrong Saturday and Sunday. I'm investing 8 hours into this. 2 days. I'm not gonna go to sleep during this. You gotta entertain. I'm hoping they can. I really do.
Swerve, you better tell us when he falls asleep on you.
I'm sure it'll be right during one of the most important matches, like always.
You know.
I mean, I am looking forward to welcoming Total Mac into the AEW family.
Oh, pretty bold prediction there, Abby. You think I'm going to be overwhelmed?
He gonna get lost in the sea of jobbers.
I can't wait until Paul White calls your match.
So I've been watching on YouTube the AEW. Not was it Elevation now? It's not dark anymore. Kind of over Big Show's commentary. I liked it when they first came up with. I don't know. Maybe I gotta keep listening to like it because I gotta treat them like that one song I hear on the radio that I hate. And after the 58th time, I'm like, it's all right. So maybe I just
need to break it down. You need to be.
Yeah, I need to see if there's any Lil Nas X demonic chants in the song that get to me. Probably got to do that with Big Show's commentary.
Oh, there's Braun Strowman wrapping us up.
And there it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania 37 is amongst us. Watch SmackDown, see who's going to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. See what else happens. All right, we're wrapping it up. Watch NXT tomorrow and Thursday. Watch Dynamite tomorrow. We'll be back next week. I promise you the show will not be this long. We'll have some fun. It'll be a new season of WWE because Raw is going to be brand new. And should be fun times. For everyone here, including the avid listener, Avi, Uop Jeff, No Chill Drew, Swervy Lee, and myself, Total Mac, this has been another No Pyro podcast episode. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, and YouTube. As always, we thank our cohorts, Avi and Uwab Jeff for joining us. It has been fun. It has been a pleasure. I'm pretty sure we'll be hearing from you on the sound waves very, very soon, gentlemen. Appreciation.
I mean, we won't get any listens because they're all on the podcast now.
Oh, God. Swervely making an obvious point there, but you guys don't need to know that. Anywho, all of us are out of this bitch like a newborn. We will holler at y'all next week. Enjoy Mania. Enjoy everything wrestling going on this weekend. And until then, doses.